Okay, so we are talking about Active Directory sites and services, and for that, these are all the this diagram kind of shows all the branches. They represent branches actually, but and they're not pyramids from Egypt. They look like, but this is Mississauga branch. This is Vancouver, Calgary, New York, London, Hong Kong. So suppose your company is large and you're the system administrator, or actually your company is expanding especially, so already 10 branches there. You have now you're now opening at once 20 more branches, or let's go for this diagram 6 more branches. Whatever is the case, you have to tell Active Directory, hey Active Directory, we have 6 more branches. This is the IP address. We have connectivity. We have confirmed connectivity with the other branch. So we are sitting in this branch, Toronto, and we can ping from our computers to the computer of Mississauga branch, right? So we can ping the computers off, and Cisco guys can tell me how do we connect to branches. What is the first equipment that you need to connect a branch or a protocol first? With router we connect branches, right? So 6 branches are there. When we come down to Active Directory administration, Active Directory does not automatically just discover branches, right? Suppose you have branches and Active Directory is installed there, you have ping connectivity to every branch. That doesn't mean that Active Directory will automatically just go around and, oh, this is a branch, I got it, thank you. So we as a system administrator have to explain Active Directory, this is the branch, that is the branch, that is the branch, that is the branch. So how do we do that? And what is the significance of Active Directory sites and services, right? Anyone can tell me what is replication? What does it mean?
Whatever we are writing on this computer is get replicated on the next computer.
Which means what? Get replicated means what?
Exact copy.
Exact copy. So whatever, if this is a domain controller, this is a domain controller, whatever is happening here is being exactly copied here. So we created 300 users with PowerShell, right? So if we have second domain controller, I think we tested that as well, that at once all the copies go there, or whatever changes we make in one domain controller, it happens on the second domain controller, right?
But that exercise we did, but we didn't get anything from that exercise.
The 390 users? No, that was the PowerShell, how to use PowerShell. That was nothing to do with replication.
What's going on? Otherwise, how to create the CSV file and how to create the PowerShell script and how to run each and everything.
That's not part of exam objectives. Start another course for that, PowerShell. I know we need to learn everything. We have that yearning. I can give you the videos for that, how to, but if you just say PowerShell beginner in Google, there are so many sites that you at once close the internet. Okay, that's too many sites. That's too many. I mean, you want to start this, and I had to read one book, which is book for geniuses. That was PowerShell for Dummies, right? The name of the book was that's the For Dummies series. You know that, right? So it has very easily explained PowerShell.
Basic that you will understand.
Yeah, so they explain it very easily in fun way. So PowerShell for Dummies.
Dummy series.
Dummy series, yeah, exactly. So there are books. It's just if you remind me, or you can get at the end of the class, just let me know. I need that PowerShell book, so I'm gonna just give you on the USBs, right? So PowerShell for Dummies, very good. Just read first four chapters. That's what I used to do when I was in the subway. I would just read first 4 chapters. I would just keep on reading as I read 4 or 5 chapters. Then I was modifying my scripts. I did not still know how to create my script, but in job requirements, there are millions of ready-made scripts available, right? Millions of ready-made. Somebody created those scripts and uploaded on the internet, right? So we can just copy them. At least we can modify them. But if you want to be a scripter, the script creator, then yes, it's a full course, a separate course. And I gave you the CBT nuggets, right? The one of the videos is about PowerShell. It teaches you PowerShell as well. Yeah. Oh, you have that there. Yeah. So For Dummies series, you just put on internet, you will find that, right? So yes, we were replicating, but definitely that's what Raya was saying, that we need to understand, we need to know how to create a script, right? That's actually a programming side, but definitely if you learn that, that's very good. But you know the limitations of a course as well. That's separate course, is separate course, right? So ADDS replication overview. What was replication again? Domain controllers talk to each other and they update each other. Exact copy of each other. So configuring ADDS sites, and then configuring and monitoring ADDS replication. So what are sites? We talked about sites on day one. What are sites? Sites are separate physical campuses, right? This is a site, one net plus. Maybe there's another college in Mississauga. That's another
right
site.
thing to say under the one root domain, the sites are no, may not, right?
So one
From
that
the
that
one
comes
root domain, the domain controls.
the whole site. So the domain controls the whole forest. From the domain, we can control the whole forest, which is a logical, component of Active Directory. But site is a physical campus or physical location separated by slow links. What is meaning of slow links?
WAN connection.
WAN connection. Internet is slow. LAN is fast, right? And that statement, I think we talked about that statement as well. Active Directory site services. So one site can have many domains and one domain can have many sites. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And I think somebody explained here, one domain can have many sites and one site can have many domains. In this site, we can have many domains, one root domain, one child domain. In another room, we can create, or in the same room. Okay, anyway, do we have our child domain intact? And please turn it on. Okay, that was just for the other lab. So there are 6 sites here that we're going to be creating. These will be, of course, not the actual sites, but the way we create them will be exactly, if you were doing in the production environment, the way we are doing it today, this is exactly how you can do in a production environment as well. So root domain Toronto headquarters is, so this is just a diagram that shows that, but what is ADDS replication overview? What are Active Directory partitions? So characteristics of replication. Main thing we are talking about sites is related to replication. How do we update our data from one branch to another? If the other branch doesn't know what's going on, this means that the administrator of that branch is not updated with what we're doing, right? How replication topology is generated, how RODC replication works. What is RODC? Again, we know that it's read-only domain controller, right? Read-only domain controller is for security, and it does not handle contain passwords locally, right? Just a revision. So syswall replication works that way. We're going to talk about syswall as well. Syswall does 2 things. Does one thing actually, which is
Group policy and script which need to be distributed across the domain and the usage.
cool. Wow. No, that means, so in an interview it might come right like this. So if you forget that, that's going to be a very bad impression on the interview.
I don't have it in my mind. I was reading.
So before interview, now I can say that at least this, before interview you have good notes to refer to, right? Otherwise, before interview, where are the notes? It's all scattered and everything, right? So if you put it in one line, it's better, right? Okay, what are ADDS partitions? Configuration partition, schema partition. So what is this? These are 4 partitions of Active Directory. Why do we need to partition Active Directory anyway, basically? So first of all, what is this partition configuration? Forest-wide information about the Active Directory structure is there in the configuration partition, right? Schema partition, forest-wide definitions and rules for creating and manipulating objects and attributes. Can you tell me a function of schema quickly, or what is schema? So schema is the blueprint of Active Directory. Yeah.
Whenever we want to change any attribute, we do amendments in the schema. It reflects all the forest-wide applications.
Okay. Now, if that's how interviewer asked me, one of the interviews, and I keep giving interviews, and I should recommend that you should also keep giving interviews, or start giving interviews. The thing is that he asked just one sentence about schema. He did not ask me definition, although they will expect you to define it. But he asked me if the schema role holder. So again, did we do FSMO? So the diagram I used for FSMO. So we did FSMO transition. Okay, yeah. So it's not FSMO, but there are 5 roles, FSMO roles, and FSMO. One of them is schema. So you can have 2 forest-wide roles, and 3 domain-wide roles. The forest-wide roles, these roles are there on the first domain controller when we create. On day 1 we create domain controller, right? We installed a domain controller, we installed Active Directory. So 5 roles got installed as well. Those 5 roles are one of the roles is for domain naming master. If we just go the forest wide roles, if we go forest wide roles, the 2 forest wide roles are, one is schema master, second is domain naming master. These 2 roles work on the forest level. Suppose you have 10 domains, they are just 2 roles, right? And 3 domain wide roles. This is of course going to come in interview. If the other one, why am I putting 1 here? Okay, what are this other ones? One is infrastructure master. Now this is something you need to actually memorize. You should know 5 roles, right? 2 read master, RID, and third is what? Emulator. So PDC emulator. So if I ask you first a question, suppose there are 10 branches and we are counting each domain's roles separately. So suppose there are 10 branches. How many total roles, seeing this, how many total roles in a forest we have? If we have 10 branches and 1 forest, of course. So how many total roles we have?
5.
So suppose we are counting for each branch their all roles separately. We have total 5 roles, yes. If we have 10 branches, how many total roles we have? Total roles. 32. So each domain has 3 roles. Suppose we have 10 domains. So total roles will be 30, but 2 forest-wide roles are there as well, right?
Okay, can you just repeat the question?
Yeah, so we have 1 forest and we have 10 domains.
Right.
We have 2 forest-wide roles and 3 domain-wide roles. So if we have 1 forest and 10 domains, so how many total roles we have?
So 1 is a forest, is the 2 roles,
Yes.
and then is a 10 domain branches, so that has a 3 each, so 30 plus 2 is 32.
32. Exactly. So each domain has their own 3 roles, but forest will always just 2 roles, right? Because there's just 1 forest, right? So there's 1 country with 10 provinces. It's like that, right? These are the 5 roles. So the question on a domain controller, first domain controller, all the 5 roles are there, all installed by default there on the first domain controller, right? Suppose you can move the rules as well. Now, if you have 5 domain controllers and each domain controller carries 1 role, if each domain controller carries 1 role, if you move those roles, right? So, if the schema master role holder domain controller crashes, so the domain controller which had this role, it crashed. How soon? That question to me was, how soon the end users will know that the schema master domain controller just crashed? The services related to that will be not available. The question is this. So how soon the end users will know that, oh, I cannot do this. I think schema master is down. Or I cannot do this. I think domain naming master is down. Or I think the other any of the roles is down, because they are all performing different tasks. So the tasks that will not be available because of schema masters crashing, can the user actually know that, oh, I cannot do this, or the users will keep on continue working and they would not know at all?
Continue working.
Yes. Okay, now I need to know the reason. Or was it a guess? No, it should not be a guess. Why users will not know? Suppose you're an administrator, but this is just a question. Administrator would know because of the monitoring tools.
Yes.
The administrator will know.
And
But
other people
users will
don't
not know because why?
because they are already. I know, but I cannot explain exactly. I remember what you said last time.
Okay, no, but this is not related to that the users are in their offices and they didn't see that crashing, so that's why they don't know. It's not that.
He didn't discuss.
This is now being discussed.
In this class, we didn't.
Yeah, we never talked about FSMO roles,
Oh,
but Rai
I'm
told me
thinking
about.
the other one, that's why.
Okay,
Crashing.
but yes, that was the answer to the question. But Rai told me that this is a blueprint of Active Directory. Blueprints of Active Directory means what? If this role holder goes down, does the users know that it is gone down?
Not necessary because
Oh, that light is really
Oh,
going in my eyes. So, thank you very much.
no problem.
Oh, thank you. Now that guy is like a celebrity. So, since we talked about that, and I had wanted to start this topic because it's one of the most important topics there, the 5 roles, and we need to actually do this lab as well, FSMO lab, which could be in 410 we can do, 411 we can do, 412. It's everywhere. FSMO, they mention in the exam objectives everywhere. You need to know FSMO. Some in one of the exam objectives they say do it, but in other exams they just know it. So, so what do you mean by blueprint? A map of a house. So let's give an example. You have a new house. You're about to buy a new house, and you have a map of the house. So the house says there's a basement, there's a first floor, there's a second floor.
Tell you everything, where the switch is, where the fan is.
Exact. Yes,
It's got everything.
but it does not tell us where the beds will be, where the
No, that's
Uh,
the physical part of the house.
exactly. So where the chairs will be, where the pictures we will be putting, or maybe we change the picture later. The map has nothing to do with that, right?
That's right.
So it knows if there's a partition there, it knows where the washroom is, where the kitchen is, where everything is. That's the map of the house. After that, you put the bedroom. You make one as a bedroom. You put drapes there on the windows, and you put everything. That has nothing to do with the map.
Right.
So schema is the same thing. You create accounts every day. You join computers to domain. You do day-to-day tasks. Schema has nothing to do with that. Schema has everything to do with if you change the attributes and classes of those objects. So how user account will behave, how computer will be performing its task. That's what schema is all about. That a user will log in. User has a password. User will, if you change the password, you can change the password. User has this feature. User has this feature. This property. This class. This property. This class. Right. So it's a map of the whole Active Directory. We can change it in rare occasions. How do we change that? When do we have changes in the schema? Right?
when we want to add or remove attributes.
So for example, is there an example that, oh, you're changing the basic map, maybe you want to take down the partition, now you want to change the map actually, suppose the house is still there, right? So you want to add another room in the basement, so you will change the map now. So if you install Exchange Server, if you install SQL Server, if you install SharePoint, they add their own features to the basic users groups, they add their features. Exchange server adds the feature of the user will from now on will have a mailbox where emails will be received, right? Exchange server will add another class there or attribute to the groups, that the groups will receive email as well. If exchange server is added, it makes changes in the schema, which adds its own basic features. It is just like you're adding another floor to your house and then you make a change in the map. But day-to-day tasks, schema has nothing to do with that, right? So schema has nothing to do with the day-to-day tasks. What are the day-to-day tasks?
You're saving, operating.
Joining a computer domain, creating with PowerShell accounts, or whatever Active Directory tasks you're doing, creating a group, creating a OU, creating anything else. Schema changes never happens there, right? So since we're talking about FSMO roles, and this is very, very important again in Spanish also. It is very, very important. So let me just put it there, because after understanding this, we will be able to understand a lot of other things. We talked about that it's the map or blueprint, which is again map of Active Directory, right? So you should remember that, right? Schema master. What is domain naming master? It says that the task should be clear just by talking about the name, right? What is domain naming master?
Yeah, it's regarding the domain names, as we have, for example, free domain and child domain, netplus.com, and then computers.netplus.com.
Toronto.netpress.com, Mississauga.downtown.toronto.netplus. The name just keeps on adding, right?
Yeah,
So
it helps us to recognize what the hierarchy is.
yeah, so naming of the domains, either it's a child domain, root domain, parent domain, tree domain. We worked on the domains, right?
They
So
all be on the forest wide role.
exactly. So these are only forest-wide roles. The question again is, what will not happen, and you will know that a domain naming master domain controller is down. Suppose domain naming master domain controller is down. What will you stop? When will you discover that? When will you discover, oh, it is down? That's why I cannot do this. What is that? This that we cannot do.
I don't think you will, as an end user,
No.
You will find out. I think as administrator.
No, suppose administrator is not there. No, this is just a question to know what do you know about the features of that.
Right. On the,
Suppose end users, or how will we know that it is down, and when will we know? Actually, that is another question. When will we know? So, is it that kind of feature that will affect right away on the end users? It is, or is it at certain tasks when we are about to perform after 6 months or 1 year, that then we will know, oh, that is down. It's not like monitoring is not there. It's just a question that what is your concept about that? So we will know only when we are trying to create or remove a domain. Then we will know that, oh, okay, domain master is down. So it's just for clearing a concept. That's all, right?
It's even not joining as specified. Not at the
No. Join you can do. It is related to the. Are we following the format? Like it has to be something dot something dot something. And is that name already there or not? And what is the hierarchy? You want to remove a name, you want to add another child domain, add another tree domain. At that time only we will know, oh, that's the domain naming master's job. And if it is down, we cannot do these certain tasks, right?
I mean, if we are doing deep listening of any domain control.
Domain controller, no. It's again the DNS namespace. It is all concerned about that.
so how do you restart? I mean, if it's down, how do you restart?
So if it is down, you
And
can.
find out what's the
So there are
reason.
two things you can do with the. Although we haven't gone through the explanation of the roles, but there are two ways you can move the roles. So first of all, these roles are performing some unique tasks. So there cannot be twos of these roles, or there cannot be copies of the DNS has a copy. You can have 2 DNS server, 3 DNS server, 4 DNS server. You can have 2 domain controller, 3 domain controller, 10 domain controllers doing the same task, right? FSMO role cannot be copied. So this means it can only be moved. There cannot be 2 schema master, there cannot be 2 domain naming master, there cannot be twos of any of these roles, right? They're performing unique tasks. So good question that if it goes down, how do we recover it? Suppose it never comes back up again, and you're the system administrator, you go there and you see, oh, your assessment is okay, this at domain controller is not coming back up soon. So you have to transfer. You can transfer the roles, or you can seize the roles. So there are two ways we can handle these. Transfer. Oh wow, transfer. That's the littlest. Okay. Transfer or seize the roles. There are only two ways you can move them. Right? Seize means forceful removal. Transfer means optional removal, or peace. I always say peacetime removal and wartime removal. Wartime is the server has crashed and it's by the assessment that it's not coming back. Seize the roles. So seizure has to be taken. You know what? Let's just do this lab, forest trust, because not forest trust, FSMO roles, because again, maybe it's not part of the this course, but it is very important, and this will be an understanding of you, or basic understanding of Active Directories related to that. So what's the vote? Shall we do it?
Yes, please.
Right?
Did you ever done the FSMO role?
In previous course?
I think you know better. You were in all the classes.
Hey, you were in all the class, right?
Most regular students.
Most.
Me and Krishna.
You three were in all the classes.
Most of them. I was missed one class, one of them.
Okay.
One class. It was a
You
better-
missed one class. You missed. You're saying.
I know so many classes.
Okay. So Rahini was always director.
Yeah.
Always is commanding, commanding, right? So you were always there, right?
Because of the time I have appointment.
Oh, okay.
Thursday I have appointment.
Okay, now we also get that. I'm not coming on this. Anyway,
Friday I will.
okay. So
Turn.
turn by turn.
Can we
Just
say transfer is a graceful? And,
exact.
That one is forcefully we are just.
Yeah. So you can say graceful as well. We are graceful, like properly transfer something. Graceful is mostly used for, when you're still doing a shutdown of something. So we can say we can peacefully migrate, optionally migrate the roles is called transfer. Seizing is forceful. You have no choice now. You have to seize the roles, and there are some complexities to doing this. So if I just go ahead and create this in the most sophisticated tools of all times, the paintbrush. Oh, there it is. Two forest fire roll 3. This is what we just did in Humber College. All the lab crashing the server was included there. So what happens that there's a GUI transfer, or the on the graphical interface you can transfer the roles, and there's this command based transfer. But anyway, what is the plan for that? So it's just for basically now we have a change of plan. I was supposed to do Active Sites and Services, but it is also important, and we can just take, if you are we talked about that last class, that we can take more days, right? It's Satyajit is all good about it, right? Unless they are planned any other course, I don't know about that, but we're just going to keep on going, right? So transfer or seize the roles. This is going to be not a very long lab, but now the major part would be that we have two DCs here, two domain controllers we need, right? So this means what? Right now we have one DC and one replica, one member server, right?
One member.
So we need one DC and one replica for that.
Server 2, and that was the DC2.
Okay, if it is a DC, which is okay. If it is not, then we have to make it. So two DCs we need. Second thing, the first DC always has these 5 roles, right? First DC always has a 5. So we're gonna try to know where are those 5 roles first. Then second thing is that we're going to do the peacetime transfer. So or the graceful, as you said, or migration, or optional transfer, movement of the roles. So transfer 5 roles to other DC. Then crash the current role holder and then sees all 5 roles. So we will know both how to transfer the roles and how to seize the roles, right? And that would be really very mucho important. So that's one of the critical labs actually. So sees all 5 roles, crash the current role holder. So this is how we're gonna do. So let's make sure 2 DCs are there, and also talk about. So we know about schema master, we know about domain naming master. What about infrastructure master? So forest wide, these two are very critical tasks, right? Forest wide. So now, what is infrastructure master? What is RID master? And what is PD simulator? They are all kung fu masters, black belt. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, master. You know what's the term master here? So anyway, karate. So if we go for infrastructure master, so I'm just gonna quickly open that FSMO role. It's very small lab, but very critical lab. So if we go to FSMO, I put it in 411. How to transfer the roles. So first of all, we have this is the whole lab for that. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly open that. Seriously, you know, from 2008 it did not change till now. So FSMO roles are still the same. Copy and FSMO role from PowerShell. In fact, just copy the whole thing. So I'm just going to quickly put it here now. Yeah. So we just need to know, but you know, normally as a system administrator, the knowledge of having these is very important. There are 2 PowerShell commands, but the main command that you want to know. So suppose you want to know who is the role holder now, who holds the 5 roles. So among domain controllers, the king of the domain controllers is these 5 role holders is the king of the domain controllers, right? So yeah, this command you must know. Before interview, at least you should know netdom query FSMO. When you type this in on a domain controller, you would know who's the current role holder. So if we sorry, it's here netdom.
Are we getting these guys?
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm creating the LMS. But you can have it even today on USB. But I'm gonna put all those there in the LMS. So anytime you can come back and okay, netdom query FSMO. If you run this command, so if I'm in my domain controller, you're writing it, right? Because any commands we put that. Oh, you're writing it. Okay, netdom query FSMO just tells us right away who's the current role holder. 5 roles for that, and in order to check that, I just have to power on my machines in order to check that. Seriously, I did not power that on. So just try it on your domain controller in command prompt. You would know that. But let's just get going with what is the functionality of the domain wide roles. So first of all, this command, and we're going to use that command a lot just to check when we transfer the roles, has it been transferred to the second server, and also when we seize the role. Now the current role holder is who. So again, we're going to use this command, right? So schema master we talked about, and schema master is always hidden. It's so important that it is hidden, right? So when we do the lab of schema master transfer, we will have to run one command here as well. So we're going to talk about these commands. So I'm just going to put those commands actually up there on the cloud as well. So let's start using cloud as well.
Yep.
We were using cloud already, right? So how are we using? Notepad dot net plus 1. So let me just put it on. So I'm just putting quickly those commands. Please go to this page, notepad.pw/net plus 1, and I'm just pasting the other command which we will be using in the lab, reg svr32.sca. You can just actually drag this icon here on the, or you can just put it on favorites, so you don't have to type it again. Otherwise, it's already cached in the browser anyway. So one is this command, and the second is netdom query FSMO. So these are the two commands, not netdom m. So now F5. So these are, seriously, netdom query. If you have copied just now, it is not net don, it is dom, netdom, right? M. It's not, somebody copied just now, so when I press F5 it was again N. So
I have it on N.
so it's not N again. Whenever I don't know why this is going back when I press F5. Anyway,
I got M now.
somebody's really, I should have a page.
That's only read.
Just read only.
Read only.
Because in another academy I was doing that and somebody was messing with my, and he knows that we cannot know who is doing that. So this is not very secure, because you can put a wrong command and it could actually take down your environment as well. So it's DOM, it's not DON. So this is the path. Everyone there? Right? Okay. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. Okay. So let's just go back now and try this. So I'm just gonna quickly log into, yeah, 2 servers. And is it, just make sure that your second server is a replica. And how would you know that? Okay, so you must have already checked this command netdom query FSMO. So if I just go there and right click and go for command prompt admin, press yes, netdom query FSMO. So it's going to just it has to be run on the domain controller, then it's going to say that, not on a member server, right? So yes, in my case it is server1.net plus domain. I think everyone's case, schema master, domain naming master, PDC, rate pool, infrastructure master. Okay, good. So now we can transfer as well, but let's just go through the roles quickly, so we have some level of understanding there. So if we go to, we know the schema master, we talked about that. Domain naming master, we talked about that. PDC emulator is a domain based. So now we are going for domain based role, right? So PDC emulator is a domain based role that manages the following: changing domain account passwords, time synchronization. You can just see the tasks and tell me if this role holder goes down, will the users at once know? So first of all, changing domain account passwords. The PDC emulator ensures that password changes replicate to domain controllers. What does that mean? As soon as you change the password, other domain controllers should know that the change. If the other domain controller does not know that, what will happen? That user, when logs in with a new password, its request goes to the wrong domain controller, or the domain controller that does not know that, that domain controller will not let the user log in, right? So time synchronization. So PDC emulator does very important tasks, very important, crucial tasks. Actually, all roles are crucial. So time synchronization across domain members. PDC emulator within child domains in a forest performs time synchronization against the PDC emulator in the root domain. So they check and synchronize their times. All the domains synchronize their times with the root domain controller. You should ensure that you configure the PDC emulator in the root domain to perform time synchronization against trusted external time source as well. So when we install the first domain controller, we always make sure that the time is perfect on the first domain controller. Whatever extra domains you add, their domain controllers will check the first time source of the first domain controller, or for their time source will be the first domain controller. First domain's time source will be actually internet. So it is time.windows. something is the website from where it gets the correct time, right? Or we can correct our time, and our root DC will be the time source for other domain controllers, and our first DC will get its own time source from internet for the correct time. Doing this ensures that all computers in the forest keep correct time, right? So if we go ahead, group policy changes is also responsibility of PD simulator. Responsibility, so domain master browser. So group policy changes means that I'm a system administrator and you're a system administrator. Sometimes it happens in large organizations that a ticket comes, right? So ticketing system is there. We're not talking about Kerbals. Actual ticket comes that, hey, my Outlook is not working, my computer is slow, so you just create ticket and there's a ticketing system. I mean, you as a system administrator have to resolve the level 3 tickets or level 2 tickets. Level 3 is the the top, not the top. There are level 6 and 7 as well, so you have to resolve tickets there. So what happens is that two administrators connected, seeing the same ticket, and some coordination was not there, and they started changing the same thing from different domain controller. I connected to a separate domain controller, you connected to a separate domain controller. We're both doing the same thing exact, and we did not coordinate that who's claiming that ticket, who's working on that ticket. So if one is working, second has to just go back. Don't do that. So if that happens and the conflict arises, same thing is being modified from two different domain controllers. So if PD simulator is there, it will automatically resolve that conflict of changing the same item by just checking the milliseconds of difference between the time or the version number. It has its own correction resolution mechanisms, right? So it will resolve the problems.
And then which one will take precedence, the first mail or the
First mail.
the last mail?
So you can put the precedence. Normally it's the whoever is first, and it's going to do a conflict resolution. Then there's another way, who has when a domain controller makes a change, there's a version number increase in the domain controller. So suppose version number is 1000 on one domain controller, you create another account. Version number will change from 1000 to 1001. Other domain controller is still on 1000. So other domain controller will check, hey, the first domain controller is 1001, I am on 1000. This domain controller has some change that happened. So at once it will request that replication. Hey, update me as well, domain controller, I am on 1000, you are 1001. So that change will go to the first domain controller, second domain controller as well. They will both be on the same version number 1001. This means they are replicating and everything is replicated. They have updated each other. If the version number is exactly the same. If version number is different of one domain controller and it's different for other, this means replication is not working for some time. If for some time it's just different numbers, right? Otherwise,
And you said if two administrators are working on the same issue at
Mhm.
the same time on two different reasons,
mm-hmm.
then both will apply in the interval of 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It means the last one will get replicated again.
Exactly. So which one is the first one in a conflict resolution will be authoritative. Authoritative just means that if I made the change first and I am my change is accepted, authoritative just means that even if you did the last one, my change will replicate your change. Or if you're trying to replicate me, my change will have to be replicated to you. So we call it authoritative, right? Authoritative means just like in the backup. If the backup is old, but you did an authoritative backup, so the others have new changes, they will not overwrite us, we will overwrite them because our change is authoritative, right? So it's always conflict resolution. Mostly it is first one is authoritative, but we can change that behavior as well. So what is domain naming master? Domain master browser. What is a master browser? The PDC emulator provides clients with a list of workgroups and domains when the client is browsing the network. So you can move the PDC emulator to another domain controller using the... Okay, no, it's not. So this is it. What is master browser? It lets you... So suppose you're in a child domain. You want to search something in the root domain, a printer. So through the master browser, you can actually go and access other networks, other domains. If you have the rights, you can know, oh, there's a Mississauga branch, there's a child domain in the Mississauga.netplus.local. So you can, through master browser, you can know how many domains are there. and you can go through those domains if you have the rights and privileges. But master browser is that it just lets you go through and see what is your bigger network, right?
How to access this master browser?
System administrators mostly, or those who have privileges. So many users are given privileges. So through search, you can go with that, or okay, we created a forest trust, right? So we can access from two machines, but if you are just on one machine, you can go remote desktop, right? So you can, so the access you get from there is because of the master browser, that it makes it available for you to access the second totally different network, right? So either it's a separate forest, or it's a separate domain, or it's a tree domain or a child domain, if you're able to access them. And where do you see those domains? So suppose I'm asking you, hey system administrator, can you please show me how many domains we have? Where will you go and see those domains? Suppose we created child domain, then we went somewhere and we saw there is the parent domain was showing and the child domain was showing. What was that area? Active Directory domains and trusts. That's where we went, and then we saw. So master browser let us see as well as access everything. So now the question arises, if it is doing conflict resolution here, if it is doing master browser here, if PDC Monitor is doing change domain account password here and time synchronization, suppose this role holder goes down, how soon will you know that it is down? Suppose it is down, and how soon end users will know that it is down? When they are trying to perform these tasks. So do they perform password change regularly? I mean, password change happens or keep happening for some user at any given time. So that user will at once know, oh, I changed the password, but now I cannot still log in. This means the PDC Monitor role holder is down.
If
What?
you're in a higher, bigger organization, at least one person will be changing the password every day.
Exactly. And even more than one. Exactly.
More than
You're
one,
right.
definitely.
In a big organization, this is a regular. Hey, change my password. I forgot my password. I came back from vacation. Change my password. Password change is always going on.
Yeah.
So, and it's a domain-wide task. Per domain, it's if that role holder is down, you would know very soon that PD simulator role holder is on. If that's the case, that's just to clarify concept. Otherwise, you as a system administrator would know right away from monitoring applications that it is down, right? And we're gonna crash it now. Yeah.
Only passwords, not the deletion and creation of the user.
So this is the TechNet definition, but I think there is a lot more it does than just that, and there's huge amount of tasks in TechNet related to this. But these are the main tasks, major tasks that we can identify PD simulator with.
Password, and then may have time
Time synchronization and group policy changes, domain master browser. So that's all the main tasks in our domain for a system administrator, and end users get affected as well right away.
Domain master browser looks like a feature, it's not a physical thing.
No. These are all features. This is the feature. This is a logical concept of that. That will let you see that. Yeah.
We can access different domain.
Yeah.
It's a master.
Yeah. Wow. You're saying you're approaching to Timbits by I need sugar. Otherwise, Canada is all about anti-sugar campaign. I eat Timbits, and my colleagues used to say, we don't even want to talk to you. You eat sugar. Just to make me not eat sugar. Okay. So infrastructure master. So this is okay. There's a long wordings for that, but let me explain in one liner. Infrastructure master is all about if your users are affected by any change that is happening in another domain. So in second domain, you're in the Toronto domain, and there's some change happening in the Mississauga child domain or tree domain, and that change affects our objects in our domain. Then infrastructure master is there to track those changes. Now, if you understood, can you give me an example? Otherwise, I'll give an example anyway. So this is just like, if you're
I need to read the whole thing.
yeah.
Lots of things.
That's like a long. So let me give an example here now. Something happens on Moon, and it affects the Earth as well. Something happens on Mars, and it affects Earth as well. So that's the same thing I'm trying to say here.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure master tracks changes of other domains that affects our users or computers or groups.
Shut down.
So suppose our users are members of a security group in another domain. Suppose in Mississauga there are accounts department, there are some accountant of that department in our Toronto domain as well, but they are part of the group in the Mississauga dot netplus dot local as well. So in that, if any group membership changes, maybe they are given higher privilege. Hey, you guys in this Mississauga dot Mississauga dot netplus branch, you guys can have access to the color printer as well. So the group was added to that privilege, but the users in our domain were also member of that group. So through infrastructure master, these users will also get that privilege, or these users will also be able to know that they got that privilege, right? So infrastructure master is again a conceptual or the background tasks that go, that something we cannot handle or change ourselves. Main task, if your users are a member of any further domain, it has to be other domain, right? It's a domain wide role. Then whatever changes that domain makes, and if it affects you as a user, then infrastructure, because of infrastructure master, those changes will be coming to us as a user. So that's why FSMO roles are, you could just give an explanation. Even the interviewer will be not asking details of that. What does infrastructure master do? But this is just a one-liner. You can take down this definition and say it there. They won't be interested to cross-question you. I mean, this is not that. Most important role would be PD simulator and the two forest-wide roles, right? The next role is actually RID, which is also you can explain easily. But this is something, if our domain objects are part of any other domain and they make any changes there, then infrastructure master will let us, or those changes will reach us as well through infrastructure master role,
It
right?
means this role is
Tracking changes of,
in
Oh.
two domains or more than amongst more domains,
yeah.
not within one domain.
So this is not within one domain. It's just tracking changes of our users who are part of other domains infrastructure. Whatever changes are affecting our users, it's just tracking those changes.
Instead of users, can we use the word object?
Objects is better because maybe our computer is part of a security group in another domain. Maybe our OUs are part of any OUs there in the other domain. So whatever. So if human beings are going to moon, so infrastructure master will try to track changes of their health there if something happens to them there. So through infrastructure master we can know that it's across the planet changes are going on. That's an example, right? But across the domain changes are going on to our objects there. This will mention. So in interviews,
When you put the example of moon and Mars, our PD simulator is saying it's not related to you. Don't listen.
okay, it's across the domain. So yeah, next time I'm gonna change that to some other example. So but anyway, it's the two domains, and if our users are affected by anything here, done here, so infrastructure master tells us, hey, something happened here, so you're affected, right? So through infrastructure master we know that. Hey, how about this? This is better, right? So this is a better way to explain. But this infrastructure is always tricky. So we are supposed to just do this and go ahead. So
We passed this to level 3.
level 3, you understand, man.
Tier 7.
Schema is easy to understand. Others are infrastructure master. Students go to TechNet and then they read the whole thing and they said, okay, sir, whatever you see, we say, we just believe that. Let's go ahead. So
That's what I'm going to say.
okay. And whatever I read in Microsoft, hey, Microsoft, you're right. Let's go ahead. I don't want to understand more. But it is there. Right? We can take out from the definition what we want. That's the one-liner I tried to explain. RID master, a lot of words here. RID master just does a basic task of,
Are you studying our masters today?
it's hee haw. So it's master, kung fu master. So Okay, read master, very simple thing. Every object needs a SID. Can you tell me what does that mean? Every object in the domain in the forest needs a security identifier, SID. What is a security identifier? A long alphanumeric address. A long alphanumeric. Alphabets are there, numbers are there.
Like
A,
MAC
1,
address.
2.
Like matter.
Okay, very good example. Like MAC address, but it's much longer than that. So SID are given to every object. Suppose SIDs are not given. Suppose SIDs are not available. What will happen? You cannot create a user, you cannot create a computer, you cannot create anything in the Active Directory. If a unique identifier is not given to an object, you cannot create an object, right? So SID has to be there, a number has to be, so that goes for the network cards as well. We know the MAC address must be given to a network card, we know that, right? If MAC address run out, you cannot have a unique network card that is connecting to a network. Just like that, read master supplies pools of SIDs. So this master has a job. If there are couple of thousand SIDs have been supplied to one domain, now you keep creating user after user after user. Join a computer domain, one SID given there, one SID given there. So many OUs are created, child OUs are created, so many groups are created, so many printers have been added. Whatever changes, whatever new creations you're doing, a SID is being given to every one of them to uniquely identify them, right? So what if the read master goes down? How would you know that it has gone down? What task will not happen?
So far, what we are studying, everything going down.
No machines can.
So this is also not.
Yes.
This is also going down. Read
Yes,
master.
you don't mind.
No. So I'm gonna keep on repeating. I'm not. Yeah.
Because new machines can join the domain.
So this could happen. No, anything new creation will not happen. Anything you want to create new will not happen. Why?
In
SID.
order to create a SID, I have to have a read.
Yeah. And if you don't have SID, what will happen? Tell me.
That computer is not going to work. You cannot create a username and password or whatever.
So exactly. But you can say it. I cannot create a new object. Object could be anything, right?
Right.
You cannot create a new object in the forest. Oh no, in the domain. This is a domain-wide role or forest-wide role?
Domain.
Domain-wide role. You cannot create a new object in the domain if you don't have a read master available.
Each object has
SID. Yeah.
user, computer,
Yeah.
groups, everything.
Yeah.
So as soon as that connected to the domain is create the unique identification SID.
Exactly. As soon as you create a new object in the domain, a new SID has to be attached as a unique address to that object. This is a unique object. This user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. SID. Everyone is given a unique identifier. So read master. Sorry. It's kind of a password we can say, but not. MAC address is the best example for that. A unique. It has to be unique address. We can go further with that. Every domain has its own SID pools. So there is another cousin of SID, which is GUID. There the names also go. GUID, G-U-I-D, G-U-I-D, globally unique identifier. Across the forest, you need GUID. In the domain-wide, you need SID. Why? Domain-wide, you're given alphanumeric, that is called SID.
Connected all the computers in the domain.
So within the domain, you get SID, right? Across the forest, you get GUID. But I don't want to confuse you further. SID, if you need to create anything in the domain, you need a SID pool. You need a lot of unique SIDs or alphanumeric numbers, right? And so then Farishta Raini will be explaining this. What is RID, right? So you need SID to create new objects, and read provides you all the read master provides you the SID pools, or couple of thousand SIDs. Hey, keep creating new objects.
Read master provides read pool of reads or pool of SIDs.
Red master provides, actually in the end they are SIDs. The definition will tell you there are RID pools. Inside the RID pool are all the security identifier numbers.
Even it provides the first portion too.
Yeah, exactly.
Last changing portion, that is red is
So ultimately it is the RID pool, SID pools that it's providing. So if SIDs run out, then RID master has to give you another couple of thousand SIDs. Keep creating new object, keep creating new object, keep creating new object. Oh, you ran out of SIDs again? I am the RID master. Okay, here's your couple of thousand more SIDs. And keep, if this guy goes down, if this role holder goes down, what happens? And you ran out of SIDs.
So it's saying is there is a both domain SID
And
and
a user.
unique RID generated by the RID master.
Yeah. Ultimately, you get a new SID for the new object, right?
I was created by RID.
That is created by RID. And if the RID goes down, you don't have a security identifier anymore. You cannot create any new object, any new user, any new computer.
What happened to the ones being created?
What happened? So those are given. Once you create it, it's given.
So it's
Any new
controlling
object
to
cannot
create
be created.
new objects.
Wherever you want to give. There is another scenario where you want to give new SID. What is that scenario?
After this class, I had to go to Cuba for a while. Sit on the beach and
No, some topics are so dry.
How many times
So
did
dry.
yeah?
think about fit over there.
Hello, I'm still talking about SID on this beach and birds are flying. Anyway, so okay, now I'm just going to create a diagram for that. So this is one domain, and new objects are being created. New user, new OU, new group, etc. New, etc. Whatever you create, new. And each one needs a SID, right? SID is security identifier, and it's a long alphanumeric character. So it could be like this. See, it's a SID. So alphanumeric characters. So any new object created in the domain needs a SID, and RID master provides that SID, right? One more thing, one more scenario is where you would need a new SID. When you are migrating users from one domain to another, SIDs only remain in one domain, unique. As soon as you migrate your users to another domain, they need SIDs from that domain then. So again, you need a lot of SIDs if you're migrating someone. Exactly. So security identifier just remain within the domain. So either you are creating new or you're receiving migrations of objects to your domain. These are the two scenarios. So we can just remember that creating new objects, migrating objects. In these two scenarios, you need new SIDs. That's it, right? And RID master will keep providing the SID pools, right? This is understood, right? Clear?
Getting there.
Getting there. No, but if you can tell me in your own words, that will be the only way we can be very clear. So, what is RID master?
Migrating objects means when we are migrating, we are not migrating states along with them.
No, once you create,
No.
migrate is the new SID will be created.
It's
Yeah,
automatic.
SID just remains in their domain. That's it. So, if you're migrating an object, the SID will be removed, previous SID, and new SID will be given
Automatically.
automatically.
I guess that when you're transferring the one object to the other, I mean one domain to the other, I think that SID number is part of that unique domain name as well. All the other
Just to identify, this is a unique object,
Yeah.
right? So, when you're creating a new object in the domain, or when you're migrating an object from one domain to another, you need a new SID given to that object
Given by automatically as
by RID master.
Right.
Automatically by RID master, it keeps giving. Oh, you're a new object. Okay, you just migrated from the other domain. Take this new SID.
RID
Now
is
you will
the
be
one controlling SID.
exactly. That's what we want to say in the interview as well, right? Okay, if that is clearer, any one of you can tell me now.
Grid master, domain level operation master, all that process request for the relative identity.
Or you can read it. Yeah.
User group or computing has request on a domain controller that are security identifier sets.
You're too good. I mean, somebody's interviewing. You can be my boss from now on.
So interviewer,
I give up my field.
a board behind him.
Oh yeah, that's good. Maybe on the outside window, cleaner, and also putting the board there. Okay, say this now.
Like a movie thing.
In the movie.
All the
That-
things
your
the interviewer will ask, do you know these things?
Exactly.
You read it.
Is that what you did all last night? Recorded? Remember?
You memorized everything. Wow. So,
Memorizer.
Grid Master is this. Now, that was it. Those driest 5 roles. No, this was the infrastructure master was the driest one. Then this was still making a little sense that you need unique identifiers for your objects. That's it, and you need to get it from somewhere. And Grid Master gives those unique identifiers, right? So infrastructure master, Grid Master, and a PD simulator are 3 domain-wide roles. 2 domain forest-wide roles are no.
Domain naming master and schema master.
Schema master and domain naming master.
You said it.
Oh, you stopped? Sorry.
Okay, what are the 5 roles now? Oh, 2 forest roles. Just tell me. 2 forest-wide roles are. You did not write that down.
No, you changed it.
Yeah. Okay, you were. So, just everyone, just tell me forest-wide roles so we can go ahead now. So I'm just gonna put it here now.
Please.
5 roles. Forest-wide roles are
Those are
schema master,
Grid master. What is that? 4th and 5th.
and then domain-wide roles are this.
That's 5, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I should have not started counting again, but it's a domain-wide role, so that's why I was 1, 2, 3 again, 1, 2. Right. So it's schema master, domain naming master, forest-wide roles. Domain naming, schema master, and domain-wide roles are infrastructure master, Grid master, PD simulator. So you need to memorize them. And next class, I'm gonna listen to these 5 roles, just the names, for at least the names, right?
Grid master.
And some director took my interview in one company. He also just asked me, what is FSMO? So I remembered all 5 roles before the interview. That's a must. So I just said this 5 roles.
Sid is
That's
a
it.
Do you
feature.
ask about that too?
SID is a feature.
Yeah, I will never get the job.
Just memorize this.
It's difficult.
Memorizing the words. It's like do this infrastructure master. That's it.
If I go there, I'm sorry, I say by myself. Don't need to.
Okay, 5 roles. Oh, you're writing down. Hey, let me save your writing. So that's what the cloud is for, right? So I'm just copying that there now. Do you have that link open?
Yeah,
This one?
yeah.
Okay, net plus. So 5 roles are this. Just copy paste from there, right? So schema master doing. If you're on that link, just copy paste now, and then write it down where you have complete notes, right? Okay, let's go here. Here, write this notepad.pw on the board is there as well. Oh, you're telling that. So okay, so let's go ahead now and transfer the 5 roles. We get to know, and we had a lot of discussion, but we get to know some more stuff as well. Let's go ahead and try to transfer those roles. In order to transfer, let's make sure that our second server is
I didn't get it. Yeah.
the replica DC.
Since 1 hour, my machine is promoting it.
Oh my god. Check NS lookup and disable your internet NIC so it might communicate faster. NS lookup is giving the correct, and if it is giving the internet one, which is disabled actually, so it should not give. So I'm just making sure. So you have first one domain controller, second one member server. I'm just promoting quickly now to a domain controller, right? So for that, I'm just gonna check if I have a snapshot already of this. No, I don't. So I'm just gonna take a snapshot of this. So it's just a stand alone server. Let's take snapshot. Hey, whose machines I'm using? Server 2? How come I have a standalone server? Anyway, I'm just gonna join it to the. It's going to join it to the domain as well as become a replica DC. So I'm just creating a replica DC out of the second server. We need 2 domain controllers for that. So add roles and features. Next.
Second server?
Yeah, second server has to be a domain controller replica DC, right? So how do we do that? Sorry?
Last time we did it.
No. Last time lab was, which lab did we do last time? Do we remember that? Hey, which lab did we do last time?
Last time backup.
Backup.
Exactly.
Backup.
I
So-
enjoy that lab.
Was good.
Today is like, oh man.
Sleep.
That's why I brought these Timbits there, right? That's why I brought this.
Sleep with that.
No, some topics, further topics are coming which you have to really stay in. And now I will make it more analogies. I will work out some more analogies. Okay, second member server. Do you have a member server or domain controller? If not, I'm promoting my domain controller now. You can follow me now. So what do you do on the second server? Just install Active Directory. That's it. Install Active Directory. How do you do that?
Second server?
Yeah, on the second server.
Domain service.
So install Active Directories. How do you install Active Directory on the second server? Log into that. Go to dashboard here, like me, like I'm doing the dashboard thing. On the second server, go to the server manager dashboard, and then go for add roles and features, right? And then go for next. Next.
We are good with installing
It's
these.
your
Hey, good. So I don't have to.
Great on that.
I don't have to do that, right? I can go faster
You
now.
had to tell which one you had to install.
Server 2. Server 2. Just install Active Directory there, right?
If I get
Add
no
features.
for installation,
Next.
install
Next.
everything.
Next.
I
And-
think tomorrow is going to be really bad weather.
Why? Oh yeah. How bad?
Snowing?
Yeah,
Very
it's
bad?
gonna be very bad.
Snow?
Come on.
Snow.
There is no snow.
Yeah, it's gonna snow, but not that bad. Maybe.
It is going down to minus 14 something.
Oh, extreme weather alert as well.
So they already issued extreme weather.
Oh, that ended today morning. Okay. Yeah, last night's class. When I went out after 10 o'clock, I was like shivering with in the car.
Is it a Hyper-V yesterday?
Yeah, Hyper-V, which we did on the first Hyper-V day. So this was all that lab exactly. We're not going ahead with the topics much more because we're just covering all critical things from the past as well,
Yeah.
other courses. So all that's good for you, but the overall course progress is still, we did major 2 topics till now.
No, the thing
No,
is
3
that
topics
I was
actually.
going
Sites and
through your videos from
Forest
school
Trust.
and it was pretty nice.
So, okay. It's just that, if we get to have benefit from this course, that's better. We will definitely cover all the topics. And if the way you say, the academy management is not about us, let's not put the password here, and it's not add new forest. So, if you say that, he's good and he's okay with that, so we can just try to learn everything. Okay. So,
Well, you know what? We are not SSD group, so
SSD.
Add a new forest or?
No. Sorry, I was just talking, and automatically it was adding a new forest. It's a new domain controller, the top one.
Top one,
Yeah, I was doing that while talking. Okay, net plus domain, net plus admin. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly update to net plus admin, and the password here. Retrieving the domain in forest. So what I am doing is, it's not joined to the domain. It's a standalone server, and so we can do that. We can still upgrade it to a domain controller if it communicates, and which it is not. So now I'm gonna just check first of all my VMnet configuration. So VMnet is 11 and 8. So I'll check the second machine's VMnet configuration because it's not communicating. So it's just my error. You don't have to follow me that here. So it's not communicating. So second thing is, what's the IP address of that? So if we go for, oh, there's firewall is on. That's why it's not communicating. So let me just click that, and firewall should be, we're turning it off.
Off?
Yeah, firewall. So again, I will try that now. Oh, domain server 2. Why is selecting that? I gave the credentials, and it should just correct all the information if it is communicating with that server. Seriously, the server is not operational. So
Why for you it's server 2? Domain. For me it's domain.
good. It's okay. You may go ahead actually. Next finish. You can do that. I'm just having some problem here.
You must supply a user account.
Yeah. So net plus admin. Give the domain admin account.
I did. Should I write change?
So again, what you select here is, so I'm just gonna select here. Oh, you know what? When we type here, we should be typing the domain name and the admin name. So net plus domain backslash net plus admin, and then the password. If your machine was also not joined to the domain, this is the way the second server will detect that it is a now it should, yeah, there it is. See, it detects the domain because we would need to put net plus. In my case, my machine did not join the domain. In your case, I think it is joined to the domain. You don't need to follow this
But
way.
it's saying is you must supply the user account.
Oh, because you already joined
Yeah.
domain. We already joined the domain.
If you have joined the domain, don't follow me. That's why I was saying install Active Directory. That's it. Now, since you said that, you know that, so
It's saying is the configuration required for Active Directory domain service server 2.
You already joined domain?
so Raj, you have your server to join to the domain already. It is joined to the domain, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can just go like this. You know, it should detect like this.
Yes, it does.
Next.
No,
That's
when I
not
go
going
next,
Then
it's saying you must supply a user account name.
so
You know what? I think is I joined logged in as a
local. Very good troubleshooting. Did you log it as an administrator, or did you log in as a net plus admin? Sign out and sign in, or you can just check through this. Go there to this and as administrator. I am logged in as administrator because my machine was a standalone server. My machine was not already joined to the domain. If your machine is joined to the domain, log in from net plus admin, right? Oh, you are totally following. I should just close the board. You know, just when I'm doing my installation, my situation was different from your situation, right?
Which one? Other?
So yeah, other user, go other user, and put net plus admin and password. That's it, and then just install Active Directory, right? So right, what happened? It's still up.
Is
I restarted and now I'm trying.
Okay. So somehow our second servers are all acting. Oh, it's good.
it's coming.
Cool.
Either it's going to work or I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, now that's the
Here
spirit.
we go.
Woohoo! I'm gonna make it work. That's the spirit. We will never give up until it just connects.
Just to make you.
Not working.
Okay, good. So server 1 next.
They should say, oh, you have to join, like, add as your own, account.
Okay, once, so I'm just clicking next, finish. We know how to install Active Directory. So after that, we're gonna just quickly do the.
Duplicate from any domain or server one, right?
Ooh, it does not have a static IP as well. Seriously. Sorry, you were saying?
It's a specific additional replication option, replication from server 1 or any domain controller.
Oh no. So it's right now we have just one, but the let's make a habit of selecting the domain controller.
Which is server 1.
Exactly.
Username or password is incorrect.
Oh come on. Directors don't do that.
Exactly.
Future directors? No way.
Not working.
No. Again, try that. Try again. Seriously, our second machine was not ready. Like it's done. Okay.
Yeah, not good. Do it again. 2, 3, no, it is admin.
Yep. Oh come on. Now it is taking so much time now. My So I'm just gonna quickly try to troubleshoot by going to NSLOOKUP, and because and it should be correct, yeah, 2.1. But if it is somehow not doing that, so ipconfig flush DNS while it is working on its own thing, register DNS. You know, Frishte tries to do her own work as well as help Rahini, and Rahini also helps Frishte. But anyway, when you troubleshoot each other's problems, you get sharper. You really get more knowledge as well, right? So, that is good. The password is small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3. If you have written that down, or if you have put another password, that's another thing, right?
You can do whatever password. Oh, it's not working.
Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3.
Type net
Plus, yeah.
net plus
Admin.
and TWS
Oh, seriously, now it's not going ahead for me.
password.
So I think I need to restart as well.
I will
You
stop.
said DNS.
Yeah, NSLOOKUP, I did that.
The security database on the server does not have the computer account on this workstation, trust relations. So
Yeah, I checked that as well.
okay. Go back.
200.1, everything is okay.
Where is it?
So
Go
server
back.
1,
No, that's your administrator, right? So you go here.
disable. I did not
So
have
you
that
a net
nick
plus
on.
admin. So type net plus
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It should work.
at
Wait, was the internet card? I think.
net plus domain dot dot and the password.
Okay, I think I have to restart and try it again.
This is the 5th month.
So, no, did you write down the password? So there will be a test of password next class.
At net plus domain.
Okay, so put the domain as well. Oh, come on.
Then you didn't go in the domain.
Okay, bigwigs.
This is a tier 3.
Level 3
The
sport.
tier 1 didn't
Tier
work.
1. No, tier 2. Tier 2 you can say safely.
Here we go, yes.
Wrong director.
Not giving me the
Director got fired.
The director only tells the technical support, come here and please solve. Yeah, sure.
number 2, yeah.
I think it's we can consider it a break, or a brick, or a break.
Your administrator name is administrator, not net plus admin.
You did not rename it, right? And you did not disable that as well, right? Okay, I think Bing server 1. Seriously. So Prishta, you have done the second server? Easy?
Yeah, I will do the stuff.
Okay, cool. So
I'm doing that DNS flash DNS.
okay.
There's no name.
Oh, you cannot ping by name.
Not by name, not by name. No, this
Oh,
is
turn off the firewalls on both.
that's not the
So pausing now. So we are back and about to do our FSMO lab, and on server 1 I'm just gonna go ahead to tools and to Active Directory and computers just to check if we have two domain controllers there. And if we go to the domain controllers, the first server, second server, it's okay. In my case it is server 1 and 3. In your case I think it's server 1 and 2, so don't get confused with, or so if it's server 3, which is my second domain controller, in your case I think it's server 2, right? So which is okay, right? We just need two domain controllers. So Active Directory and computers, you can open that and then just check this domain controls folder. You should have two domain controllers there, right? Okay, if that is the case, then we can start doing something above the domain controller, which is FSMO actually. We get to know that these roles cannot be copied, and we also will be so what are the scenarios where you would be transferring FSMO roles? Transfer of FSMO role does not take space, first thing. Second thing, they just work when you install a new domain controller. They just work, and we now know what are the tasks. Schema, whenever you're introducing some classes and attributes, domain naming, when you're creating a new domain. So these two tasks are major tasks. You do it rarely. For years maybe you don't use those two roles, schema, and maybe you install a new major application, then you use those roles. Domain wide roles, we get to know that read master, yes, this is something regularly we need on domain. That's why it's a domain wide. That's why it's not a forest wide role. Like read master role is domain wide because state pools are needed from time to time. Infrastructure master, if there are two domains and you have users working across the domain. And then there is that PDC emulator. That's very, very useful, and you would know right away if it goes down. So all these roles are in one domain controller. Do you think of any scenario that you would want to transfer them? They are working fine, everything is okay. Why would you want to transfer these roles? Is there anything you can think about?
Yeah,
There are two domain controllers, yeah?
if the main controller is crashed, the second if we are demoting that domain
Exactly.
controller
Because of
because of any
performance issue, hardware, it's an old domain controller. You got a new high-end server.
we are
Upgrading it. Exactly. So transfer just means that two domain controllers are okay. Maybe in the case of you want to get rid of the hardware of that domain controller. Suppose you previously had a contract with HP. Now the contract is finished. They won't be sending you parts for that or support. So you have contracted with IBM. Now you will have all the IBM hardware or servers coming, right? So you would want to change and get rid of the HP because you don't have support anymore. So there could be any scenario that you would want to get rid of the first, the FSMO role holder or the first root domain controller that you had. In that case, let's just try to transfer the roles first. It's from the graphical interface, then we're gonna crash that server, and then we're gonna seize those roles as well. Okay, where are those roles? So if we go to server 1, let's try to see where are the domain wide roles first, right? The three domain wide roles, they are in the same place. Everyone has Active Directory users and computers open. If you have Active Directory and computer opens, users and computers, so if you right click this domain, right click this and you see this.
All the time. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it?
So there's a very good supportive action. So if you right click netplusdomain.local
Yeah.
and go to operations masters, now you can see three domain wide roles, right? So if you click that operations master there, everyone there?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have the first domain controller, at least you can do that while keep on creating the second one as well, right? So you can see RID, PDC, infrastructure here, right? RIDC, PDC, infrastructure. But what do you notice? I want to transfer this from server 1 to server 2 in your case, and server 1 to server 3 in my case. Do you see server 2 written? So if role holder is server 1, the top line will be the current role holder's name. The bottom line will be if there is another domain controller, then the bottom line should be showing that, right? It's not showing that, right? It's just showing same name for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to
That
transfer,
role is in on one server now.
yeah, it is also, if you want to transfer, there should be a other name showing here,
Yeah.
not the same name showing. If you click change here, suppose I click change here now, it says the current is it to transfer the operation role to another computer, you must first connect to it. So we need to have second name to click change and transfer the role. We need to have a second name here, right? How do we get that? There are two ways. Two ways to do that. Either you right click here and change domain controller. If we do that, I right click here again, that's all, right?
Yeah.
So change domain controller. If we click that and select this domain controller, now if you select this, now you can click any one of those. So I'm in my case server 3, in your case server 2, right? So if we have the server 2 selected and press OK, so server 2 selected and press OK. Now again I have to right click, right? So when I right click again to this area,
Operation master.
Operation Master, right?
Oh, yeah.
It changed to the next server. Now we can transfer, right? That second way was, if we hadn't gone through these steps, what we would have done, I would have gone to the second server directly. I would have opened the Active Directory users and computers there. I would have gone to the same place, Operations Master, and there, because it's a second server, it would have the name of the first server and second server already. We would not have done this step on the other server, on the target server, which is about to be a FSMO role holder. But we have just changed here. There are two ways only, right? Can we change now? So does the two names appear for all three? Yes, RAID, PDC, infrastructure. So now a very long process of transferring the to the server role from this server to the second server starts. It's going to take like, so if we, yeah, 1 or minimum half second. So so I said it in another class, they were like, huh? When I did it, like everyone started laughing crazy. So very long process is starting for RAID master to transfer from server 1 to server 3, change, yes, and done. Okay, so that's it. That's for the first. Second one, PDC, change, yes, and done. And third one, change, yes, and done. But that was the easy part. Well, it's still easy. So once these are done, let's just keep our command prompt open, or open the command prompt and run this command, net dom query FSMO. Now its 3 roles should be some other server name, 2 roles should be some other server name, right? So the current status we can keep checking with net dom query FSMO command, right? So just type that. In my case, in our case now, it should be seriously. Okay, so it is now server 2 should be showing in your case. The domain wide have been transferred, and forest wide we have yet to transfer. So forest wide should be both server 1 now. Anyone got the command option? Yeah. So net dom query FSMO.
Schema master server 1.
Exactly.
Domain
Naming server 1.
and the other ones are
The domain wides we have changed. Now let's go for the forest wides. 2 of them, domain naming and schema master, right? So minimize this, don't close it, right? Because we're gonna keep coming back here. Minimize this, and now we do not need ADUC or Active Directories and computers. We do not need that. So I could just minimize it or close it, doesn't matter. Let's go to tools and let's go to domains and trusts, right? Active Directory, domains and trusts, right? On the same server, exactly. Now let's if you have opened the Active Directory, domains and trusts, right click this, the top one, right click the top one here, and you can see operations master here as well, right? So when you click that, the 2 server names showing exactly the same step. Just click change, press yes, and that's it, right?
Mine was the same. It's not the same.
Huh?
1-1.
server 1 and 2.
Okay, so
Mine's 1-1.
so for half of us, So if we right click, can we change domain controller? Yes, we can change Active Directory domain controller. So if you see the same name, the drill is the same, right click on the top and Active Directory domain controller change, right? It says that, right? So when you click change, just select the second one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now you should be seeing operations master as 1 and 3, right? So right, you're doing the second server, right? So keep doing that as well as try to understand that. Or main emphasis, try to understand. But if you can manage both, it's okay. Okay, so is it changed? So I'm gonna change it now. The top one should be saying the current role holder, yeah?
But it's not showing any, any new role over here, and it's not showing over there, three of them. Over here, both will move together.
No, so that's a good question. Hey, this is one of the forest role. Where is the other one? One forest role was domain naming master. This is that. Where is the schema master role? So that is hidden because of its sensitivity, right? It is a hidden role. So no, we can access from there and make changes, but we have for transfer, we have to. Seriously, it's that important? Okay, anyway, no, there was somebody calling persistently. Okay, so we're gonna close that. Now let's unhide that role. First of all, we need to have a proof that it is hidden. So we need to access this from MMC. Anyone knows Microsoft Management Console? How do we access the Management Console? On this, exactly. Hey, that's good. So on the run, okay. So MMC, on the run, and Tim Hortons. On the run and Tim Hortons. So MMC, Microsoft Management Console, it's just a console where you can add any of the roles together. Suppose DHCP, DNS, you want to work together in a single window. So press yes and this will open. This is an empty window. But if we go to file and if we go to add remove snap in, now here the schema role should be showing like Active Directory schema. Do you see that? Wherever the Active Directory is, there should be a schema as well. So Active Directory domains and trust, sites and services, user and control is there, right? But Active Directory schema is not there. It's not supposed to be because it's hidden. But we're gonna visit this area again, and next time it will be showing here exactly. So I just wanted to show that it's not here right now. So close this and close this again. So that was just showing. Otherwise, one student actually asked me in the previous class that hey, maybe it was already here. So from then on, mental note I took, I'm gonna show every student now it's not there from now on. So it was we're closing what? So okay, so let's just unhide it. The command I gave on the cloud as well. But anyway, we can go to run or the command prompt. It's up to you. Let me just show you the command first. Let me go to that page, net+1. Do you have this command? Reg svr32.exe. I put it on the net+1 on the web page. Just copy that, put it on run, and paste it. Just run it on the run, and Tim Horton. Okay. Anyway, so reg svr32.exe, and it should say something successful.
No, it did not say that.
Oh, if it did not, then there's another way. Then you can open command prompt with admin privileges and run it there. So I'm just copying from here, reg svr32.exe.
Let's see what's happening in your computer.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm just gonna go to my first server and put this command there, which is,
So not on the same?
Same
it
server,
could be any one of those. We are gonna transfer either from the first server, you can run it, or from the second server, but it's hidden on every domain controller, right?
Okay.
So when I press OK after putting this command, and this error is coming, right?
Yeah.
So the solution is, let's just right click this area,
Yeah.
and go to command prompt admin
Right.
privilege. Run that again. If you can copy, otherwise just type it. Oh, I can paste it. Yeah, it's okay, it's still working. Still it can paste, right? Enter, and there you go, succeeded.
Yeah.
So it was privileges only, extra privilege. Is it succeeded?
Yeah.
Now we can go to the same area and the Active Directory schema should be there now.
Oh.
That's what I wanted to prove. Come on.
See.
So right click, and
Adds in.
run MMC, enter, yes,
Yes.
okay.
Got it.
See, that was that, you know, strategy. So Active Directory schema is now there. It was not there before, right? So this means it was hidden because of its sensitivity. Click add and press OK. And the rest of the thing is exactly the same.
Oh, it's asking for more than that. It's saying ask you to save.
No, don't close it. Keep the window open. Is it asking you to save it?
Okay.
If you-
after I finished putting
Press
the
OK.
add
Yeah,
and say,
press OK.
and I got the window open here saying it's administrative tool, save as.
Oh, so cancel it. If you cancel it, the previous window should come where it is showing like this in the board, right?
No.
It's not? Or,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yes, okay.
Welcome. So, Active Directory schema, if it is showing? Showing? Okay.
But the other side is different. The same thing. The
E-
name.
Yeah, if this is showing, just click it, right? So, right click and you should see Operations Master. Do everyone see that? And, right? So, Operations Master, oh, okay. Same name if it is showing, now we know what to do, right? If it is showing the same, in my case, it is showing the same name, right? So, close, again right click. Does it give an option of changing a domain controller? Yes. Like everyone else, every other role, it is also showing that option. Just change the domain controller and that's it.
True.
Exactly. Now when we go back, Operations Master, now it's showing different. Yes. Transferred successfully. Okay. Now when we go to the command prompt, and we need to just up arrow to get the previous command. Up arrow, press up arrow on the keyboard, enter. All roles must have been transferred. Now is the time to check the C's. Okay, first of all, make sure that this command netdom query FSMO should show all 5 servers like this. In my case server 3, in your case server 2, right? But all should be on server 2 now. So is it the case? Is it done?
Not yet. It's
Okay.
walking.
My
It's
mouse
working.
don't work.
Hey, you should order technical support director. No. Try it. Troubleshoot. Try to make it work.
No.
No,
All
schema
on server.
master is on server 1,
No.
but then it's wrong.
No, like why?
I don't know.
Did
I have a
you
schema
were-
master is on server 1. Let me go back.
Yeah. So did you transfer?
I think I did.
Yep. Showing.
They say successfully.
Okay. So just try the command. Yeah.
No, your server is saying yes.
Raini, you have to make it work. That mouse has to work. Must.
It's coming down, but not popping. This
No.
is when my press enter, this is successfully, but they don't think
They must show like this. I mean, server 2 should be all 5 roles.
Not MMC, just one.
No, did you transfer the role? Successful. Then go back to the command prompt. Did you go there? And it's not showing there?
once the one time.
So, okay. Yes. All 5 roles are showing server 2, right? Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, once this is done,
Yeah.
good. All 5, in my case it's server 3, in your case server 2, right?
Oh, they don't show. Is it video off?
And in any case,
Yeah.
Oh,
What happened?
now
director,
the doctor not going top.
what happened?
Director.
Only here will take me and
Hey, she's signing she's gonna be signing your check.
To get us a
For-
Friday lunch.
Exactly. No, how about Timbits? Let's start slow, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. It's working. No,
Okay.
It's right here. It's working.
Here working, not here.
No, so if you go inside the machine, just press Control Alt to take it outside the machine.
How can she go inside the machine?
Click. Not she, the mouse. So if that mouse is inside, it cannot go up, definitely. So you have to take out the mouse from the virtual machine, right?
Oh, when I did
How do you do
they
that?
say
It's control?
Yeah, Control Alt. Sorry?
They say the current Active Directory domain
There you
controller
go.
operation,
That's good, thank you.
master to transfer operation, master
I'm
to
telling
the,
you, Friday is
different
doing a lunch for
DC,
everybody.
different DC. Friday I don't.
This comes when you do what?
When I did transfer, I did.
So it is not saying succeeded.
No, they say they transfer to the different DC unit, the project Active Directory schema to the DC.
So try again, but do you see two, server 1, server 2? Do you see two names or one name when you
I
transfer?
changed it.
And it shows the second server, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you need to restart and do that. Restart server and it should communicate with schema as well. Okay, next task is crash the current FSMO role holder. So which one are we supposed to shut down?
Shut down two, server
Two or one?
two,
One.
server two. Server two is holding all the roles now.
Current role holder of FSMO should be crashed.
Other than server 2.
Exactly, server 2. So
Down.
So why are we doing that? So we're simulating that environment where you just lost it, the first server, and it was the role holder. At once the users will know because the PD simulator is also down. One of those roles is PD simulator. If schema role holder was it only, maybe you divided the roles among two domain controllers, suppose. So if the forest was gone, you have time. End users are not screaming at you. But if PD simulator or domain wide roles are down, especially PD simulator, they would at once know that some of their tasks will not work, right? So you will start getting calls. At once you need to seize the role. Seize just means that on the second domain controller, activate those roles. That's all, right? But you have to run the seize command for that, right? So current role holder is this. In my case, server 3. In your case, server 2. So what else can we do here? So let's just log in here.
Or work.
Okay, good.
We are doing CS command because the server holding the roles
It's down.
is down.
Is not. We cannot communicate with that.
If it's there,
Then transfer.
Normal.
Yeah, then it's transfer.
They'll be working. All control.
So let me just give you that command sequence.
So it's only through command.
Yes, it is recommended to be done only through command. So I am putting this command sequence there on the cloud, on the web page. We have to run this ntds-util, then this, then this, then this, then this, and our domain name, not this domain name, our domain name, net plus admin or net plus domain.local. So I'm gonna do that with you. So, but I'm just explaining, So it is going there on the page. So please copy paste from there, and you have to run these commands exactly in this sequence. So it's there now. So that command we're gonna still be running from the server 1. So what server are we crashing? We are crashing server 2, and we're simulating that environment where it crashed, and you have to at once seize those roles to the remaining domain controller. So let's just go there and
So we are using command line, not PowerShell.
not PowerShell command line.
Commands are different,
Yeah, PowerShell commands are different. PowerShell commands, there are PowerShell commands that you give one command, all done. But that way we won't understand what we are doing. In the background, what happened. Now, one by one we give the command, we will understand. Next time we can use PowerShell. But this, we will clearly know what we are doing, right? But clearly what we're doing is seize that role, seize that role, seize as the role name, seize and the role name, seize the role, that's all. But how it happens, that we need to see now. Okay, so second server is a role holder. We confirmed that already from the command prompt here. Server 3 in my case, server 2 in your case. So let's just shut it down. So server 2, why are we shutting down server 2? It is the current role holder. All the roles are there. We transferred them, right? So if we lose that, how to transfer back, how to seize the roles on the first server again. That's what we are learning now, right? So I'm just shutting down now the second server. Sorry, not the first, second. So once it is down, now it's like it's up to you. How soon can you do this, right? So the whole forest and domain is just counting on you now. Ta-ta-da. Okay, there should be ta-ta-da as well. Okay. Anyway, so role holder is still, it's down, and if we just run that command netdom query FSMO, enter. So, well, whatever it says, we know now that what that command, and it tells again that role holder is this, server 3, which we know is down. So let's go get that roles activated to server 1. So instead of 3 showing here, after we are done, 1 should be showing here. Instead of 2 showing there, after we are done, 1 should be showing there, right? Those commands are there, which I showed you. So I'm just going to open the command prompt with admin privileges, right? Right click.
Which one we are not transferring?
Which one we?
You said it will show only one.
Only one what? Sorry. No. It's not the roles. Roles should all there, but we're just gonna keep seeing which ones are transferred, which ones are remaining. Yeah. So first, open the command prompt with admin privileges. Right. First thing is this. Second thing is, since I have it already opened, so second thing is we need to cd \. So there's that utility called ntds util. That utility is responsible for doing all types of Active Directory related work, right? So ntds util. I'm typing here and pressing enter according to what I sent you the commands. That's the first one, right? ntds util, ntds util. When you press enter, it should look like this. And again, what we are doing is we are just activating those 5 roles from the dead server to the living server, right? So
The current page is working. Can I use it?
Yeah.
oh, it is working,
Yeah. I did too.
but it's an Active Directory level task, right? This is the most sensitive task. If that was the only, so in production, I would go one by one, word by word, carefully.
So it says type activate.
Yeah, so it's better to go one by one, right?
Plus admin, yeah.
Yeah, net plus admin. Net plus admin. What you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going quickly to net plus, not net plus admin. I just said that. So it's activate instance entities, then enter, then roles, enter, then connections, enter. I'm just trying to remember 3 of them. Activate instance entities, enter, roles, enter, connections, enter. So activate instance entities. So I'm just going to go back here and activate instance ntds. First we have to type that, enter, and then roles, enter, and then connections, enter. 3 commands I gave already. Now if you have the document in front of you, you can just follow that, or you can follow me as well, right? I'm just following the document as well, which I just said, or that set of commands I'm following. First, entities util, enter, then activate instance entities, and then enter, then roles, then press enter, then connections, then press enter until you reach the server connections, right? So, okay, you done, cool. So I'm just gonna go back to the document, roles and press enter, connections, press enter. So I'm just gonna go back to the document there. So once you're inside the connections, we're going for connect to domain, and our domain name is netplusadmin.local. So once we press enter, then we type quit and enter, and then we are ready. That's where we are going to give the commands, but we need to reach to this quit level, right?
So we have to type
Connect to domain, and then what's your domain name? netplusadmin.local, not this one, right? netplusadmin.local. So and once you enter that, it's going to try to connect to our domain. Then just type quit, so we can start seizing the roles from there, right?
okay, connect to domain netplusdomain.com.
netplusdomain.local.
Dot local.
Yeah, exactly. If it's, yeah, So net plus domain dot local, and then press enter, then type quit and press enter. So I'm just gonna go there and do this now. What it is doing is that it's taking us to the place where we can seize the roles from the other crashed server to this, or basically we are activating those roles here. So connect, oh I forgot, connect to domain.
How do this remember that this role is in server 1? Because
No, it
server
has
2
all the domain controls always know who is the role holder among us.
Okay.
Everyone has that information. We just need to activate on whichever we select. We have no choice. We have just one. Otherwise, there's always normally 4 or 5 in a big organization, or actually more than that. So we can select which one is the best one, and at once start this as soon as possible. So connect to domain was the syntax, right? So connect to domain, then net plus domain dot local. Net plus domain dot local. I think this is it. So enter. Yes, it is connected, and quit. Enter. Now, how to run those 5 commands, or how to seize those 5 roles? Yeah. So I'm gonna type a question mark here. From here onwards, we can see the document, or we can see here the help. So if I type question mark here and press enter, it gives us all the commands we can run. We are interested in anything that starts with seize. So seize infrastructure master,
Seize PDC.
seize naming master, even above PDC you can see also, right? Seize infrastructure master, naming master, PDC, RID master, schema master. That's it. 5 seizes we need to do, right? So I can go with the smallest spelling here, seize space PDC, just for the spelling. There is no sequence here, right? So SEIZE PDC. When we do that, press enter, it says, hey, are you sure that you want to be the FSMO role holder server 1? Seize PDC here. Seize PDC, and then press yes. Whatever pops up, just press yes. Now, first it's going to try to transfer. It's going to give an error. Then it's going to seize the role. So when you see the error, that doesn't mean that it's not working. It's still working. But it tried to transfer gracefully. Now, then it cannot. It will find out, oh, it's dead or it's crashed. Okay. Seize the role. Or forcefully take it. Once the role has been seized from the crash server, suppose you got it up and running now, you cannot introduce it to the domain or forest again. You have to only delete that, format that. You cannot, because the role holder is the new one, and it also has the information that that person, that domain controller is the role holder. At once you introduce that, your forest will have bad impacts on that. So there will be wrong information added. Oh, this is the role holder, this is also the role holder. There can be only one role holder.
So as soon as the up and running
Seize.
on server 1, server 2 gone.
Yes, server 2 is gone once you seize the role. Okay, there are many lines showing here, but let me just mark one line, which is just showing that our so server 3, in my case server 3, so I seized this role PDC, right? I am just highlighting it now just to show what we need to read from here. PDC, and it is on server 1 now, while others are still showing server 3 here, server 3 here, and server 3 on these lines, and it starts with the name RID server 3, right? PDC server 1. So this is what I just transferred, so the lines are showing me exactly what I transferred. So now I'm gonna go for question mark again. Give me the command or spellings for the next seizure. So question mark, enter, and I know that seize PDC is done. Done? No? What? Did you reach that?
Yeah.
So just go for the spelling. Just put a question mark.
I did.
Then go for the spelling. Seize PDC.
Seize PDC server 1?
No. See this? See this? Exactly follow this syntax.
Oh, I did that.
Seize space PDC, enter. That's it.
No, you should copy this one.
No.
You should select something.
No, that's it. Seize space PDC, enter, and then the pop-up will open.
Yeah.
Press yes there. That's it.
Okay, I did that.
Okay. So what? Then these all lines come.
Yes.
These lines.
Yeah.
And
You're okay.
Safe transfer.
You're okay. Then go for the second, third, fourth, fifth by putting question mark there and just check the spellings there, right? So I'm putting question mark here like this and press enter. Again the spellings come in front of me, right? So just go for the second one.
Master.
Yeah, C's SEIZE infrastructure master. Okay,
Domain.
infrastructure master.
Our domain is admin. Net plus admin.
Oh, her domain is admin? Okay.
Here.
Mistakes happen, don't worry.
No, she is different.
Yeah.
Director level.
Admin, right? Dot local. So go.
C's infrastructure master, enter, press yes, just keep going now. Press yes, keep going. And first it's going to try to transfer, then it won't work, so C's, right? So once we are done with all 5, we can run that FSMO query transfer again. No, it was netdom query FSMO again, and it's going to tell us all 5 roles have been seized now, right?
This moment is done. Next one.
Yeah, question mark and spelling, that's it.
She's naming master.
Yeah, whichever, so 5 C's commands, so 5 roles of course. So just go for the next one which is not done. And in those lines we know which ones are done, which ones are not done. Or we can open a separate command prompt just to run that command. I have the second command prompt already open where I have already run this netdom query FSMO. So right now I know that one role has been transferred, so I can run that command and ask, hey, which role has been transferred? So this will clearly tell me, okay, it is clearly telling me the PDC has been transferred. It is showing 1. All the rest it is showing 3, right? So keep running that command on the next command prompt just after the ending of the roles. So you can open 2 command prompts and just, this is telling you the current status. After one role has been seized, second, third, just keep running, and or at the end just keep running. Oh, okay, done.
The schema we have to do too.
Everyone, all the roles. So question mark again. I have done infrastructure master and PDC. So I'm just gonna go for C's naming master, SEIZE, naming master.
Okay, done.
Enter, press yes, and sit back and enjoy the show. Administrator.
I just gave you the. I'm not looking.
Write it down.
I know the administrator password. Yeah?
Administrator
At
net plus admin dot local.
Yeah, you have to do the basic day 1 labs again. This is for your own good, right, Raini? You should create another environment. You're not testing at home.
It doesn't work.
No, you're create from scratch with the watching the first video, right? So try to work at home as well. What? Oh, that was September.
See net plus admin right? That is your user. Net plus admin user. Active Directory domain control network. Did you look at that?
So again, question mark, SEIZE, Ridmaster, RIDMASTER, enter, yes sir. And finally we go for, I hope you have done the snapshots, because next lab, it's not gonna let us do the next lab, this FSMO role, because we just lost one computer, right? So if we snapshot it back, we're gonna use the next lab, right? If you did not snapshot, then
You know, we had our all the roles on server 1, and now we are getting them back.
on whichever is the remaining. Suppose we had 3 domain controllers, we would have gone for the third one. But since we have just 2, so that's why transferring and seizing, just practicing it.
Now I'm wanna know the back from the next lab
Yeah, okay.
while the rules are back
Yeah.
because I forgot it's a snapshot.
Forgot what?
Snapshot.
Oh,
Net plus,
you know what? If you're doing this,
net plus.
you can create a new clone now and just add it as a second domain controller.
Okay. Now,
Okay, so this would be the fourth role. But if I go to my second command prompt here, net dom query will tell me how many roles have been transferred. So I'm just going to run that command on the second command prompt. Net dom query, how many roles have been transferred, how many roles are remaining. So I have 2 roles remaining now, schema master and red pool manager. So these 2 are remaining, 3 are transferred already. So I'm going to go minimize this and go to
What was our routine task today?
routine was sites and
you
services
don't have a network.
and ADRMS.
Okay, Windows 32 error.
You have a ban.
Uh-oh.
FSMO operation failed.
Active Directory remote management.
Try again.
Remote management services.
Active Directory rights management services.
Right.
So if everyone had said no, go with the topics of 412, I would have not done this.
You had to change all the stuff.
But
just to follow this, Ryan, you needed to go back and do the whole lab.
build
Okay.
build the whole lab. So okay, and then FSMO maintenance.
So we had to do the fourth one. I had to do the
Now
separation.
the last one, which is C's schema master.
So we need to transfer 3 of them. Oh, the fourth one is select operation target. Is that the one also?
No.
There's
It's
a 3, right? There's 3.
no above. Select C above PDC.
PDC.
No, above. There are 2 more roles above PDC written. C's. They start with C's as well.
Yeah, C is PDC.
No, above that. On top of PDC.
What did you?
When you type question mark, what do you see? There are 5 C's.
Yeah. What did you? Which command did you use to see?
C's is this SEIZE.
Oh, ceasing infrastructure master.
Exactly.
ceasing naming master. Oh, those 2.
All are moved to one.
Okay, cool. You're done, right? So, are you giving this command? C's you have to type and then type the name, then press
I did
enter.
and finished. No, which
Oh.
command to see?
Yeah.
To see, okay, net dom query FSMO. So see this. I thought you were saying C to C's actually. So okay, that's this one. Net dom query FSMO. Just type on the other command prompt. Open another command prompt and type there, right? So please create a new from the day 1. Come on, work harder. Or just create 2 new machines from template and then install Active Directory in the first one. But naming convention has to be the same.
Like delete all the.
Well, yeah, if you have enough space, it's better to delete both the servers or whichever servers you already had. You have 2 servers, right? Or 3?
1923 now install
3. So better to start the whole thing.
3.
But see the first video, day 1 video first. Then go for it. Yeah, you were saying? So they should all
This is different. This one too.
just
the
run that.
The server is not server 3.
Oh, mine
So
all
1, 2,
are.
1, 2, 2.
Huh?
It's like that.
One. They should all be 1 1 1 1 1. That's it.
It's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
So 3 roles you did not transfer.
Yeah, I did. They show.
No, they should be on 1.
Naming.
No, they show, but which server they show on? So if you question mark here, enter. You have. Are you typing C's infrastructure master? C's and pressing enter.
Yeah.
You went till this
Yeah.
C's schema master.
Yes.
Then
5, I think.
that DOM query should be showing 1 against all 5 roles. If not, then repeat those remaining roles and put the C's command again. But I hope you did not close that window. Okay, so repeat those, right? So This is the seize command, but the current role holders, if you see all five, uh, then you're okay. So who has, you're done, Rai is done, Raj, you're done?
Almost done.
Okay. Krishnan?
Yeah, I'm done, but I tried.
No, you're not. If you're running, the three rolls are on two. If it's showing, you're not done. You're halfway there. So run those, press yes every time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know that. So there shouldn't be any error coming. Just check if your second server is down. It should be down actually. And just try to run those on the remaining one. Okay, once this is done, the precautions now are you need to clear the metadata. What is metadata? Metadata or metadata. This is the information of the dead server that is remaining across the forest, because you have to force the roles to be activated on the first one. This means the information of the second one is still across the forest. And how do you remove that? So there is another, how to remove that. So what do I mean by that metadata? So I did show that before as well, but that was like,
Meter.
metadata. So metadata, metadata or metadata. So I'll give you a quick example now. If you go to DNS now, DNS manager or DNS console, here we are, if I go to DNS, I go to forward lookup zone, I go to netplus domain.local. If you expand any of those folders, sites, default first site name, TCP, now I see that the server that was crashed, its information is still here, while we know that it is gone and we are never going to introduce that again, right? So this is all the metadata that needs to be cleared up from the DNS, from our across the forest, everywhere. So there are set of commands to do that as well, to clean the metadata. Otherwise, whichever server is connecting right now, whichever client machines are connecting, whichever applications were connecting to server 3 and the server 3 is gone, those applications will keep getting error. Some applications actually hard code that I'm going to connect only to that domain controller, and that domain controller is gone, so manually they have to go to the applications and change the domain controller name from there. So until that they do that, we have to still clear that metadata for server 02 in our case, right? So for this there is a set of commands there that will get us rid of that, and I put that link there to do this. So metadata cleanup using NTDS util. It is also a set of commands that that you must do to clean up all those stuff. So this is something disaster recovery we are doing, of course, and it takes time. So I'm gonna just show you how to or where to go and what to do. Again, it is, since we are still inside NTDS util, let's not go. Anyone has closed that command prompt? Thank God. So if you had closed that, you know what will happen?
I did
Ouch.
They say yes, I did on the all the writing thing.
Hey, you know why?
Depending on the error.
You know why? Oh, did you transfer all the rows successfully?
Yeah.
Transfer
Yes.
when you did the
I was
transfer.
on server 1.
All right.
Yeah, they say
You don't want me to close that?
5 roles were showing on server 2, right?
Yeah.
They're not coming back. I think you're writing wrong spellings. I think.
No, I copy. I didn't write down.
Then don't copy. Type. Don't copy.
Copies
Working better, but here, type. That's why I'm showing question mark. Question mark shows you the spellings.
yeah, I did that too. They say successfully. And I say yes.
For 2 of the roles, but 3 of the roles it's giving error, right? The 3 of the roles which it is giving error, just try to type it, right?
Not the three. The one is the two.
No,
Error
you have to
return.
get out of the, just to go back,
Go back there.
go in the, clear
So
the screen.
this is the other link for the metadata cleanup. I'm just putting it there on top of that on that
Long tabs.
yeah.
Just need to press
Okay,
Operation.
I just put the
That's okay. I think every one of them start with the error, but
error will come
yeah.
to others, but keep doing
That's
it.
okay. The error is fine.
When I do this one,
There you go.
no, but we say why one, it should be two.
Yeah, it should be all one one
All
one.
111.
But
Shouldn't be.
I have two.
But so do that too. Just do a,
Yeah.
a question mark and do that too.
But type it.
Second one.
Mhm. Okay, so this is the link I put there.
The second one to clear it.
Net plus one. I put that link to metadata cleanup. If you can follow this, it will just clean up. But you have to just put that exact domain controller name. That's the only thing, right? So let me just try to do that as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead. So I'm still inside the FSMO maintenance, right? So if I go to that web page there, that is the web page showing like this. So failed domain controller, follow these steps. NTDS util. If we press enter, NTDS util is there. Then metadata cleanup we need to. Okay, let me just show you how to do that. Here, if I'm on the server 1 and I need to do metadata cleanup, so I'll quit first from the FSMO maintenance. So if you're already done with the roles and you're in this screen, let's quit first. So quit and enter from FSMO maintenance. Then NTDS util will come, right? Once NTDS util is there, it is showing there, right? So question mark, Raj, there?
Oh, 1 second.
Okay. Just type quit from the FSMO maintenance. And then NTDS util. If I put a question mark there, anything that says metadata cleanup, yes, there it is. The command, if I put question mark, metadata cleanup. So I'll just go for metadata clean up, enter. Now we are inside the metadata cleanup area. If it shows here, that's how it should look like, metadata cleanup. So I'm just gonna go back to that link again, and this time it is metadata cleanup, then connections.
So I had to type connections.
Yeah, connections, and then connect to server. Now this is the server that is DC01 2K8, so this is DC02 2K8. So connect to our local server, right? Which is yeah, it says there is the name is available domain controller, which holds operations master rules. In our case, in my case, it is server 03 dot net plus domain dot local. In your case, it is server 02 dot net plus domain dot local, right? So I'm first metadata cleanup, then I'm gonna click connections here.
It's connecting itself.
Yeah, connect to yourself or connect to the server and name, put the name of your server, right? So connections, connect to yourself, and I'm just gonna go there and start typing that now. So metadata cleanup, connections, and then what? Connect to server. So connections first and press enter, then connect to server, right? Raj?
Yeah.
Everything okay, right? So connect to server, and that would be, in my case, server 03. I think it's just the server 03 we can type instead of typing the whole FQDN, or we can type the whole FQDN as well. Net plus domain. In fact, it's better. Net plus domain.
Means,
Oh, sorry, server 1. Server 1. Exactly, not server 3 or 2, server 1. Yeah, server 1. Server 1. Not server 1. Thank you for this. So domain dot local. So I'm connecting to server 1 and will try to tell it to remove all the records of the dead server, right? So metadata cleanup just means to remove all the records across the forest and the DNS for that crashed server. So when I connect, it connects locally. Okay. Now we have those commands to give. So if we go to that document again, it's once we are connected, now we can just go. If you're not logged in using an account, that is no, just skip that. So then we can type quit. Next word is quit.
We had to quit it from there?
Yeah.
Set the credential domain name and username?
No, if we haven't logged in from, if you have not logged in using an account that is a member of the enterprise
We
admin.
are.
Yeah, we are. We are
So
enterprise
we just
admins
type
already.
quit.
So
hard, eh?
no, it's so easy. Come on.
Quit.
So
Clean
No.
data, clean up.
so we are just going once through this. So forever we will at least know when, as long as we are living, we will know that we did that, right? Once you have to do this. So type quit, and then type select operation target. Press enter. Then type list domains. Press enter. So
Domain means whatever remaining domain servers we have.
Exactly. Whatever it should give a list then.
Or
Way to go.
one.
Way to go.
After long time.
And list domain.
Good.
Okay, what should I do?
So I sent a document on that NetPlus, that link, notepad.net plus.
Just calling.
Yeah. Okay.
You can just-
So no, it's there.
No problem.
The link, yeah, on the notepad there's a full website link. Press F5. So quit and select operation target. Quit, enter operation target. Operation target. Did I?
It's a select operation.
Oh, sorry. Thank you for this. Select operation target. Thank you. And
And list domain.
list domains, and then select domain 0. Yeah, list domains. Press enter. Yeah, this is our domain. This should be our domain, right? So okay, let's just go there. List domains. Of course, that's just our domain. So 0. And how do we type it? It is list domains and then select domain 0. 0 is the failed domain controller.
Should I close the command prompt and then open
No,
it? This one?
no.
Follow this?
So you just have to type quit once. In the FSMO maintenance, you see FSMO maintenance, right? The prompt. Just type quit and press enter. And then this starts. Then follow the document, right? So just type quit there now. FSMO maintenance. Okay, domains is there, right? So did we type this 0 there? Okay, there's a that it shows that. So let's just go to the picture. Select domain 0. So we have to
So we had to type now is list
select
domain. The next one is
this select domain 0 full word. Select domain 0, right? So the picture shows better, right? Select domain 0. So let me just so let's just type that. Select domain 0. Enter. Now it's select
no current server.
no current server or no current naming context is there. So it's not showing. It's not just showing. So what is supposed to show? No current site, domain DC. It should select our domain at least. So DC is
Same thing is there. No current server, no.
yeah, no current server, no current naming context. So okay, but at least it showed this domain here. In that case, it's detecting the domain. In our case, it's not detecting the domain. But this is a command prompt for.
It's detecting the domain.
It is.
Yeah, first no current site, then domain and DC network domain and DC download.
Exactly like that, as you said. Okay, this is detecting definitely as you said. So list sites. Let's just go for that. So list sites. This just and then select site 0. So first we put list domain, select domain 0. Then we put list sites, select site 0, right?
The,
And then we go for list servers. Sorry.
connect to server KTM. You have to write-
No. So our server is what? Server 01.
Okay, we don't write
KTM. No, that's their server. So this is just a helping
One
document.
site.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously, I need to reach there. So list sites and select site 0.
Okay.
But it's our server, server 01 dot net plus domain dot local, right? So guys, here it is, list sites and list site 0. right? You already did that. List site 0. Oh, it's not list site. Select. So list sites and then select site 0. Okay. Yeah. Server 01.net plus domain.local. Select site 0. Is it site or sites? Anyone did that? Yeah, it is okay. So select site 0 also works. Now we can go down to the server. So list servers in site and select server 0. So list servers in site. Now let's see what it gives us. List servers in site. List servers in site. Now it gives us all the servers. So you should be seeing server 2. I am seeing server 3 here. And select server, in my case it will be
1.
Are we doing 1 or?
We are removing 2.
So
But if
select
it's
server
it's
0.
a C and server 1, 1 in C and server 2.
1.
1, right?
Yeah, because we transferred the roles, right? There he crashed the first one.
So we need to remove 1.
1. So we need to put 1 definitely. So select server 1 in that's the difference here. So select server 1. Enter. Select server 1. So site, domain, server, and let's go ahead a little. Select server 1.
No current naming content.
At the select, so it is just saying that just like here it is saying site this, domain this, server this, and then DSA object this, configuration DNS host name, which is that server, computer object. So it did no current naming context, select operation target. So after just executing this command, select server 1 in our case, let's just go and quit. And after that the final command is remove selected server. That's where we're reaching. So when we type select server 0, after that press quit and then remove selected server. Press quit and enter and then remove selected server. So we're just, if you can just follow the picture here. If you are you on the web page? Where's that? You're on the web page?
I'm on the class, server.
Yeah, but do you have the web page open as well? So if you go down to the web page, there is that full picture showing here on that web page. That picture just tells you wherever the server name is, just put your server name there. Server 01, right? KTM DC02 where it shows, just type your server 01 instead. Otherwise all commands we just followed the exact same, right? Okay, so quit and then remove selected server. So I'm just gonna go there. Now it's going to just remove, it's supposed to remove. So quit and remove, because we selected on the above commands, we selected that server. So remove selected server. And now it is saying, are you sure you want to remove the server object server 3? In my case 3, in your case 2. So are you on this screen or you have gone ahead? Okay, this screen, right?
I have done okay.
Press yes. Okay, cool. So what does it say anyway? This is not the last domain controller. Yes, it is not. Warning, the server in question should already be offline. Yes, we know it is offline permanently and never return to service. Yes, we are gonna make sure. If it comes back online, the server object will be revived, and that will create a disaster in our forest. So we should not introduce it in the same forest now. Press yes, and I think it is select operation gone. Should be gone, right? Did you check? Perfect. No, but did you check DNS? Where we just checked, because it is only gone from Active Directory. Press yes, then now quit and we are done. Okay, so then it says in the picture, just try to check in the DNS as well. Okay, it says that in DNS we have to separately remove that DNS manager, and so Active Directory we removed. Now from DNS we can remove it from name servers, and so remove and then apply. Again we go name servers if we have two DNS servers, right? Where else? Still name servers. And then we go folder by folder in DNS and remove server 2 from wherever it shows in the DNS. So that's the procedure we now know we have to take. I'm sure there are PowerShell commands that's going to do it in one go, but once we did it one by one, next time we would love to do it with PowerShell, which is just press enter, it's going to do all those tasks which we have done like this. But this way we understand what's going on, and or at least we know that this is that much long process, right? So from DNS, if we need to remove like that, I would just definitely go for a, but this doesn't happen every day. In a production environment, I would exactly do this. Remove one by one from wherever server 2 is showing in DNS in every folder. I would go that way. I did that in Windows 2003. It happened once in production environment. So I had to remove the second Windows 2003 server like this, one by one from everywhere.
Here we are choosing a role, and if we are just within the server, even then we have to do all these things.
So the difference, what is the difference here? When we uninstall properly a server, its detail from DNS as well as Active Directory was removed automatically.
Sorry, I'm using the wrong word.
Okay.
If just server crash, and it's on the DC having row, even then we have to delete all the entries.
Yes, if it is crashed like this, then metadata has to be removed. Yes. Okay, so this is, we just followed till where we were removing the roles from Active Directory, but we did not remove from DNS, which is, we just need to know how to do that. Right click, delete. So this is complete lab for the FSMO roles. How to actually seize the roles, how to transfer the roles, what are those roles, why they are important, right? And we can keep going. So this is the URL that I gave you, so you can practice as well, but at least we get to know where to remove the metadata after seizing the roles. So it's not just one task. That's why system administrators need to know a lot of complicated stuff as well. That's what they pay for, right? Good salaries are paid for just for this. So this is the FSMO roles, and we had just jumped or bumped into this very important topic actually. Let's go ahead with our sites and services topic, which is not very big, but equally very important. So I would just say that this topic is done, and
If I'm not finished, can I call the next one?
sorry.
I'm not finished with it.
So you
Call the next.
Yeah, you can
the
follow-
the last one.
yeah, we also did just the half of it, because the rest of the half from DNS, if we started doing that, then it will take even next class. So today's class and next class. So we are still at the same stage. But if you did the snapshot, we could be very easily doing that. So I'm just gonna go minimize this first. So FSMO roles is done. So we're just gonna go for the actual planned ones, which was Active Directory sites and services. It's not very big topic, but a very important topic. So let's try to know a little more about that, and then do the lab for this as well before we go home.
For this lab, we again need 2 DCs or
Yes, even if we don't have 2 DCs, no, it's not compulsory to have 2 DCs. If you have 1 DC, and we all have now 1 DC actually, so we can work on that as well. And I'm going to show you how that is okay. Because we're going to talk about replication a lot. So in replication, what I wanted to show there was, yeah, we need 2 DCs. So I wanted to not make it a longer task, yes, but one of the tasks,
on the server 2,
and just take snapshot. If you took the snapshot on both of them, now is the time to go back.
I'm promoting member server to
Okay, that will be good as well. So, did you take the snapshot? Go back. Did you take the snapshot? Okay. So, I'm just going back from the snapshot now. That's our snapshotting back. Or I did not take the snapshot as well. Okay, cool. Not cool. What? Oh, I took the snapshot of the second server. Sorry. So I have the snapshot there. So
Oh my god.
today Raj is like, oh man, this is too much. Come on, man, take the challenge. So
Go to Silver Spoon and buy a nice booyah.
why do we have to work so much? Yeah. Why aren't we rich already? Okay.
you can go right now and bring over. We can wait.
Can have everybody, yeah.
So I'm just going back to the snapshot. We know how to go back. So right click the server, go to snapshot, and go to snapshot manager. Go to snapshot manager, and then select the previous snapshot, and then click go to. Do we all see that?
Can we go on the other way around? I did it on a snapshot, and if you go to snapshot, it won't. It's the same thing, right?
It's the same thing. This is better way to do it.
Manager.
Yes, manager and then go to. Select the previous snapshot.
That's just, you want to lose anything, right?
Yeah.
But
So now, but the main thing is here, if you go back to the snapshot, the second server was what? A domain controller? So you have to double check the replication. If it was a member server, disjoin from domain and join it again. That step is still there. When you go back to the snapshot, it kinds of disconnects your connectivity with the second server.
But now we need DC, not member server.
And we need DC, yeah. So in my case, it is again a member server. So I'm just gonna join it to the domain as well as promote it as a DC, right? So the second server. Now the major tasks here are major steps here. So enter. So major steps. Create we need two DCs, one root and one replica, and that's it. Good luck. Okay, that's the major step for now. And then in my case, I'm on work group, so I'm just going to try to join.
we are having a 2 DCs, right?
Yep. So I'm just going to quickly join the second server to the domain because after taking a snapshot, I took a snapshot when it was not joined. So now net plus domain dot local, enter net
Riley, you
plus admin. Raini never quits. That's the best thing she has. She keeps working. Go, 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 go.
I'm so tired today. What the hell is going on?
Why?
Yesterday, left the class in the middle.
Whoa.
11:30 at
Exchange one?
No, yesterday CCN.
CCNP class. Oh.
I don't know why I don't have a class.
CCNP? Very important, man.
Yeah, I know.
Boring?
Why?
No, yesterday I was reading this results.
Oh, okay. Hey, but so you were about to leave, Raj? I'm so hurt now.
No, you leave at
2:30. Okay.
It's almost done.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not almost time. It's half an hour. Half an hour is huge time. So joining to the domain.
My
Mhm.
brain is working like a Xeon processor with a 6 hole.
Oh man.
When you put that card, it will disappear.
Throw the hole
Why?
there.
Disappear.
What
No, you
disappear?
have to refresh.
Ragini, Ragini, Ragini.
Oh, it's Gini. I was saying till now Rahini. It's Ragini. Okay, sorry.
Ragini.
Rahini. So why Raj is saying Ragini?
It's a Canadian version of that name. Is
Oh,
Ragini.
oh, so it's written G there.
And the Sri Lankan version is Ragini.
Ragini. Okay.
Mohini.
It's
Tamil origin Mohini. That's why I was
Each one.
boss. Mohini is a boss, like, yeah, in our language.
So topics left for this course.
Take it out and throw it in the garbage. The cut is gone.
Ah, it's coming here.
Yeah, it's here.
Now coming.
Refresh.
Refresh?
Yeah, when you do refresh, it's coming.
Follow the refresh instructions.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
but-
When
it's
I
like
joined
smart,
it,
that's
When
why.
I joined the topic, this is working.
You have a person beside you.
Yeah, and you are running around.
Net plus.
He doesn't have press.
Oh, come on. Now that's just not fair. Okay. So, server 2, it's joined to the domain. So I'm just gonna quickly add the role and seriously.
Ah, I couldn't join him.
But I'm not finished with FSMO. Should I use the snapshot back or not? Or I have to wait?
So now take a snapshot here, and then go back to the previous snapshot. Then at home, go back to the FSMO snapshot again. So you will be able to do this lab and that lab, right? So take snapshot here, then take a snapshot back, and go back to the previous one.
Server 1.
Yeah. Both servers. Oh, server 1. Yeah. Actually, both.
But the other one is not.
Yeah, it's down, but still both.
Add a name for us, yeah?
No, add a new domain.
Is that?
What you are trying to do.
Yes, sir.
You understand what you are trying. What you are doing.
You're going to laugh?
Don't just do it because other
Add a
people are.
domain.
Why are you giving her a hard time?
Yeah,
She said that she's gonna quit if somebody gives a hard time. So that's
Add a
That's a
new
bad-
domain to an existing for us. No, add a new for us.
we don't want to
Are you
have.
building a new lab?
Yeah,
Yeah. Add a new forest.
yeah, I did.
You're creating a country now. Remember that.
Hmm.
So net plus domain.
He doesn't want you to do big things, you know?
I did.
Dot local.
I did this.
Me and you have to go to
Yeah.
Sri Lanka and
Yeah.
have a computer company.
Okay.
Wait, let's see.
So wait, you're going to say wait.
No, you can see the
So put
password.
a password now.
Okay, I did everything.
Okay, so we have sites and services. So remaining topics for this course are topics for this course ADRMS, ADFS, ADCS, and and today's sites and services. But those AD I said, they are all big topics. They take one class full. For ADRMS might take half class, but ADCS is very dry topic on that day. Try to bring as much lunch as you can, right? So fruit and rice with dry fruit,
So
especially.
Which topic?
Huh? Sites and services. This is sites and services.
This is site.
No, you are saying come with the food.
Okay.
For what
Active Directory certificate services.
Certificate.
ADCS. So we can plan it when everyone is ready to bring food. Then we will start at certificate services.
Then the class will be from 10 to 10.
10 to 10. No, still 4 hours. No, we're gonna keep eating like here. Oh man, and then eat some more. Okay, close.
What are we doing next week?
Seriously, huh?
Next class? What are you studying next class?
We can go for. Actually, ADRMS, which is Rights Management Services. So you can block printing in your Word document, block save as in your Word document, Excel file. You can protect rights of the people who are creating those documents. So it's all rights reserved thing, but ADRMS is a very sophisticated way to do that.
We are talking about the partitions and we jump to the FSMO roles.
Yes, because why? Okay, why did we do that?
We didn't know that because we didn't have a.
No, it has very, important relation with that
That
FSMO
should be
rules.
on the 10 and 11.
It is 411 topic. It is not 412 topic. No, but if you had said no, I would not have gone. So do you want to
No,
go?
that was good. Really?
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
It was really good.
yeah.
No, I was just saying,
yeah.
baat se baat nikal
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
What
But-
you are trying to say English.
Yeah. So from talk we
I didn't
have extra
paid for
talk.
that. You know.
Yeah. You were saying sorry.
Active Directory Federation Service.
Yeah.
Active Directory.
That was a 411 topic, not
Never studied.
411.
Yeah, never.
That's why I'm repeating many of the 410, 411 topics here. That's why our class will be much longer than any other class you've seen. Because 7411, no, Hyper-V, we had done the 410 first, then we went for the 412. So this is also 411, then we 412. But this is for you, right? So we are all just
Certificate service has not been touched yet.
administering certificate services.
No.
So that day I'm saying bring a lot of food for yourself and water and juice and everything.
Active Directory
That's a
Federation
driest.
Service.
Sorry?
Federation service.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Federation services, RMS, CS, and DAC. And this sites and services today. So these are the topics that
So
are
our
remaining.
Class is ADRM.
So next class is Thursday ADRMS and
RMS.
ADRMS and DAC, DAC.
That.
DAC also, okay, I don't want to scare you now. So but we're going to understand that first, right? I'm not going blindly anywhere.
There is always a say.
Yeah.
There is somewhere somebody looking over from us. That was you.
So yeah, those are tougher topics. That's why I left it to now. I think now we are ready. We are used to this way of doing labs. So now we are ready for the toughest topic now.
Brian, you don't quit.
So this that was
Your plan?
if Rahini is there, then we're going to. If Rahini is there, then we're gonna do those topics. If she's gone, I'm gonna stop teaching. So okay, that was big statement.
That's so funny.
ADRMS.
No, that's just to say, hang in there, right?
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Because this class is fixed. At least.
Yeah, actually, 2 weeks we are gonna.
What you learn, just
We can ask everyone separately in the form. What did you learn? So,
everybody asking what you learned.
okay. So configuration, forest wide information about the Active Directory structure. That's where the whole, Pandora of new topics started, and FSMO role had to be done before that. So Active Directory has 4 partitions, just like our heart has 4 walls. Okay, bad example. Anyway,
No, that's a good example.
that's a good example, right?
Yeah.
So no, because when I say 4 walls, everyone was just staring at me. So I was like, okay, bad example, I think. But anyway, 4 walls. Here 4 partitions. The basic one-liner. Can you tell me why do we even partition? Why did Active Directory Microsoft? If anything comes to your mind, just say. Otherwise, we're going to talk about that anyway. So why there are 4 partitions? Any reason? Small.
To my understanding is if you have the 4 separate that has independently all 4 of them work, if something happens,
So this is
Not
Active
just
Directory
something happened, it's like-
one database. This is one database, entities.dit. That's one file. Inside this, there are 4 partitions, right? So what happens is, yeah, you were saying, or you want to
my
try?
understanding is like easy to manage.
Easy to manage, also replication part of that. So Active Directory, suppose in a large organization, we have 200,000 users here, 200,000 or millions of objects, which means computers, OUs, groups, users, and go on, go on, go on, go on. So if there is root domain and if there is child domain, this partition do not replicate its information with the root domain. Tree domain controller does not replicate its information, user information, from the domain partition to the root domain. So child domain has its own privacy, root domain has its own privacy. They don't update their day-to-day tasks in the domain partitions to the parent domain or the root domain. Child domain has its own privacy, right? They transfer information of configuration partition, schema partition, but they do not transfer information of domain partition and application partition to each other. So again, if I want to make this map here, that would be much clearer, right? If there are more errors, this means it's easier to understand. So you have here parent domain, which is net plus domain dot local, and then you have here Toronto dot net plus domain dot local. So the only difference, of course, we already know that it has its privacy task. So whatever you do in domain partition is your daily task, which is what you do in domain partition is ADUC. So Active Directory user and computers, what you do there is saved in that that domains partitions. So Toronto.netplus.domain is a child domain. Child domain does not share its day-to-day tasks with the parent domain. Tree domain does not share its day-to-day tasks with the parent domain. So if we go for this is a child domain, right? So child domain partition will not share its information or replicates across the WAN its information to the parent domain. But if you have branches of their own, so there's another branch here, there's another branch for netplusdomain.local, there's another branch and another branch for toronto.netplusdomain.local. So what happens is they have domain controller in the main branch. Okay, that's not a domain controller. So if you have two domain controllers in each of the branches, but you don't have a child domain there, can you have a child domain? Can you have another branch without a child domain? Yes or no?
I think yes.
Remember.
So if we have one domain, can it expand to 3 sites? One domain can have many sites, one site can have many domains, right? So net plus domain controllers, if you put here and then you connect these domains together, you don't have to create a child domain. It's not compulsory to create a child domain in another branch, right? Do we understand that? So because our WAN connections are good, this means that replication between all domain controllers is going. So I always put that replication between all DCs happens even across the sites. So replication can happen between the domain partitions of all domain controllers. Why? Because they are just part of one domain. If it was a child domain or a tree domain, yeah, sure.
One call is coming.
Oh, okay, sure.
Excuse me.
Sure, no problem. So if it's just child domain or a tree domain, the domain controllers will not talk to each other, right? Domain partitions will not talk to each other. But it's just one domain, so domain controllers talk to each other. If I go back now, the domain partition replication will happen only within the domain controllers of one domain. The domain controllers of different domains will not replicate their information. child domain and parent domain controller. So what does it save us? Is there anything, does it tell you that partitioning is good? How does it tell you that partitioning, the reason for partitioning is good? If I go back to that diagram, the only reason, one of the major reasons of partitioning, that if between child domain, if the case was opposite, if between child domain everything in Active Directory was promoting to everything else, what would happen? Exactly, WAN connection would have gone down. Whatever you want to replicate, just replicate that. Don't go ahead and replicate the whole Active Directory to every other domain controller.
There's no need of separate domain.
Exactly. Then there is no privacy there across the forest. So the main purpose is, whichever partition has a change, send that information to that same partition on the other domain controller, right? That's the purpose. If domain partition is having changes, do not send the schema partition information, do not send the configuration partition information. So the main purpose again here to partition is to keep the bandwidth over the WAN as least as possible, right? So if you have a change here, domain partition, so on other domain controller would want to know only what you changed here. So first domain controller's domain partition will replicate their changes to the second domain controller's only domain partition. So the first domain controller does not have to send configuration information, first domain controller does not have to send schema information, and does not have to send application partition information, because you made a change only in domain partition, right? So just send that change. So this means our WAN bandwidth is secured, and all the local network traffic is secured. Whichever partition made a change, just send that small information to the domain partition of the second domain controller. Don't send the whole Active Directory update
Again and again.
to the whole system. Whichever area made a change, just add that, right? So between the child domain, one more thing here is, between the child domain partition and application partition does not send information, right? Between the child domain and parent domain partition and application partition information do not exchange. But
Application partition
will exchange, you're sure?
application.
So let's talk about that. So configuration partition, schema partition, they are exchanged between those, right or wrong? Across the forest, configuration partition and schema partition.
Yeah, application may be domain wide or maybe forest wide.
So this is coming in the slide as well, that what gets exchanged between the child domain and what we can allow to exchange between. So something is in our hand, something is not in our hand, right? So if we go for this, configuration partition, schema partition goes across the forest, all the domain, but domain partition does not have to go, this partition is separate. If you make a change, it will just update other domain controllers within the same domain. It will just update other domain controllers in the same domain, right? So the thing is, partitioning is there just to send small information which is needed to the other domain controllers. Not every time all Active Directory information is going there, right? Let's go ahead a little. So there are two things that in interview you will get, and I don't want to read the whole slide. Today is like something's happening. So there is that multi-master replication, key characteristics of Active Directory replication. So first of all, replication. You are updating two domain controllers, but what about across the sites? When you are updating across the sites, two branches, suppose separate sites are domain controllers are updating each other. Suppose that's the case. So there is that store and forward replication going on. So if I go back to my slide diagram here, these are the two separate sites. There are domain controllers here, and there are domain controllers here as well, right? They need to know information from each other, right? So what happens between the site? Every how many minutes? Between the sites, domain controllers replicate each other every 180 minutes.
80 minutes. Yeah.
180 minutes.
180.
Every 3 hours, they send information across the site to each other's domain controller, right? Why? Okay, that is, and within the site, every domain controller talk to each other every 45 seconds, right? So if I just put this information here, between sites, DC talk to each other every 180 minutes, and within site, two DCs or two or more DCs talk every 45 seconds. So within the site is very fast, right? So 45 seconds up to 1 minute, it's up to that, but minimum it's 45 seconds. Maximum actually it should be, but anyway, it can go up to according to your network if it is busy or not, right? So what is 180 minutes? This is here called store and forward replication. For 3 hours, whatever changes were being made, they are being stored and then forwarded. So if I go back now to that slide, so domain controllers here on this site will send information across the WAN, across the internet, to the second domain controller every 180 minutes, but they have to store this information for 3 hours. Maybe you created users on the first hour, then you joined some computer service domain second hour, third hour you're doing something else. So all the information is stored and then forwarded to the second domain controller after 180 minutes, right? One more thing here is, what is a bridgehead server? So in the slide, that's all what we are talking about. So bridgehead server.
I heard headless server.
Headless. Okay.
It's a monitorless server, right? Some companies have that.
So bridgehead server is actually that server which is responsible to send updates across WAN. So when we have one or two or more domain controllers in any site, they have an election. In the election, one of the domain controllers elected to send update across the WAN, to store and forward updates for 3 hours first. Whatever you made changes locally, it stores and forwards, and then send every 3 hours that update to the bridgehead server on the other site. Bridgehead server's responsibility is what? Across the site. One of the domain controllers becomes bridgehead server after a local election. We have nothing to do with that. Domain controllers decide between each other. Every site has one bridgehead server, which is just responsible to store all the information for 3 hours and then send across the WAN every 3 hours. So bridgehead server on this Toronto site and bridgehead server on this Mississauga site, they are storing information, local information, and after whatever changes they made in the domain controllers, then every 3 hours they send each other two-way.
That's the only roles they do. Like
Bridgehead server, apart from being a domain controller, one of them becomes a bridgehead server as well. So they are already doing AAA. Bridgehead server also is taking part in the local domain controller tasks. But one of them becomes a bridgehead server as well, which is their own automatic way of doing that, right? So bridgehead server here, every 3 hours is sending each other, then wait for 3 hours, store whatever is going on, send information. Hey, this is what we changed. What did you change? Oh, this is what you changed. Okay, updated. Thank you very much. That's it, right? So what is bridgehead server? We understand. Okay, what is this is one terminology that is in the slide. Then there is KCC. Knowledge consistency
KFC.
checker. Well, now we really need KFC, but
What's the election criteria?
election criteria. No, it did not mention that. One of them just gets selected. We can go to bridgehead server slide, and that's where it's just Well, that's a good question. I mean, why would they select one over the other, right? But there is no. It's an internal process. That's what Microsoft says, and they decide themselves, right? So you know what? We can take time on doing this. I should not rush in doing this lab because 10 minutes more are left. Already, what we did today is also very important, FSMO, but not part of the course of this 412, but equally important for our jobs. So because it's job oriented course, right? Welcome. So, but
Can we get these slides?
oh yeah, sure. So that's why I asked your, fill the form and LMS. So I'm uploading there, but I'm gonna just I can give you now this in your USBs as well, right? So we're gonna start from sites and services on Thursday then, and